All right, all right, all right. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, is this thing on? Can you all see me? Most importantly, and I stress this with the most importance, the most important thing you're probably going to hear today, most important question I'm ever going to ask y'all in your lives. Can you all hear me? What's going on, people? Mic check. What's happening? What's up? What's up? Wow, slam my dick against my car door, leave my girl's house. You know, what better way to read a first comment than looking at Acebreaker already talking reckless? Reckless? Foolish? I mean, he's always in character. He's always in character, so what can I say? If there's one thing that Acebreaker's consistent at, well, it's two things, actually. Leaving some wild comments, and then also not wearing a condom. So, I mean, in that respect, man, hey, you can't fault him for it. You can't for it. This man is consistent. But what's going on, people? What's happening? Let me go ahead and audio match the visual. Yes, sir. Thank you, John the Don. Appreciate you, my brother. Let's go ahead and start up at the top with the shout outs. We got the homie Flame checking in first. Just like Palworld claiming the crown of 2024 before January is over. Oh, you talking about the Gotti? You talk about the Gotti game of the year that's about to usurp The Last of Us Part 2 remaster for 2024 game of the year? You talk about that, Palworld? Oh my God, it's Pal's world and we just living in it. Oh, we got David. Oh, wow. David Big Lad, bright and early. What's up? Oh, what did he say? He said, what's up, everybody in this Glock? Gotta catch them all. Listen, you don't want no smoke. We ain't want no smoke from David Big Lad. That man is the type to empty the whole clip into you and then pour some moonshine over you. But I don't know. David might be a freak. He might lick that moonshine, too. I don't know. We're going to see. We got Hibachi in the chat. Damn, I wanted to be first. Well, you know what? There's always next week, my friend. And sometimes it's better not to be first. Sometimes it's better to be second, my friend. We got Jfam in the chat. What's up, Jason? How you doing, my brother? We got Pooh Bear in the chat. Jfam says, hashtag man listen. Yes, sir. Let's get some hashtag man listens in the chat. Let's get it going. Anime J Live with the notification gang. Gang, 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 gang. That's what's up, bro. YouTube notifications working for a change. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, JFam with the $1.99 super chat. Happy Tuesday to everyone except Mishima. Ooh, that is right. Happy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 25 hours in a day, 8 days a week, 367 days of the year. And there's not a single day that I want to spend my time with Mishima. Because, I'm going to save that for a slander stream later. But yes. Happy Tuesday to everyone but that dude. We got Rhino in the building. What's up? What's up? We got Ghost Fixter and Otaku Underground. What's happening, you guys? We got Oblivion in the chat. What are the chances an on-time stream happens? Well, absolutely. The streams are always on time. Come on, y'all know how this is. We start the streams at 7 p.m. We got the pre-show going for anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes. And then we do the intros. Y'all know how this is. But y'all probably... I'm working my way down the comments. Y'all probably saying, oh, this man late. This man late. Yeah, man. You know what? Man, listen. We got Prius tutorials in the chat. What's up, my guy? We got Dude, I Got Food. This is going to be a Yakuza stream. Oh, no. It's not going to be a full-on Yakuza stream. We're going to save that for a couple weeks. But we definitely are going to touch on the greatness that is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth's reviews. Because, oh, boy, they are looking juicy, my friends. Juicy, 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 man. Julian Phoenix, Palworld is what modern Pokemon should be. Oh, man, we're going to get into that Palworld discourse today, my friends. We got Corey Gryffindor in the chat. What's good, party people? We back at it in the one and only Jet Set Radio. Yes, sir, man. Jet Set Radio making a comeback, finally. Overly critical anime, Indiana Jones and the Triple Bypass. Are you talking about the Dial of Destiny? Because that was definitely what it felt like watching the Dial of Destiny. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I'm just saying, man. That movie looked like it was... Anyway. Who else is in here? We got NKDN in the chat. We got Exploit. What's going on? We got Felix Blue. Where's the rest of the rainbow, Felix? I see you, man. Go get this money. Memphis checking in. Oh, yes, sir. Absolutely. Oh, man. Who else is in here? We got Mexican Zoidberg. Ichiban stands. Rise up. Yo, Ichiban holdings to the motherfudging moon. Listen, if you know the words, repeat them. Christian says hello, Uncle Neo. What's up, Christian? How you doing, nephew? Uncle Neo misses you. Hope you had a good time in Puerto Rico. We've got Lord of Bananas in the chat. What's up? We got Day Reezy. Ooh, who else is in here? Oh, we got the homie Donna Otaku, who's been a member for the past 8 months of the Phantom Weirdo tier. Every time I believe Neo actually has a speck of taste, he spews some nonsense like calling Burnout Paradise one of the GOAT racers. Disgusting. Well, listen, it's not my fault that you can't appreciate greatness, Don Otaku. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just one of those things where you got to be cultured. You have to have a certain level of intelligence. You got to be on a certain level. You're down here, Don Otaku. We all the way up there with Burnout Paradise. And you know what? I understand it. I understand the reason why, because Burnout Paradise just came to a Nintendo platform within the past couple of years. Don Otaku wasn't out there in the streets with us racing in Burnout Paradise back in the day. He was on the Nintendo Wii. He was on the Nintendo Wii sticking a Wii mode up his ass. But you know, I digress. We would like to play. That's what Don Otaku says. Okay, let me not. This ain't no ass Neo stream. Listen, I gotta conduct myself professionally, and y'all get me out of character. Don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all gonna make Ace Breaker horny. We got Arsonist. What's Crip and Cub? Yeah, what's up, my guy? Crip's in the building. Oh my god, yo, what are you guys doing? What is y'all going on? He's a big lad with a big Glock. Whoa, that's zesty. Y'all getting zesty tonight. Y'all, listen, this is the news show. This is the professional show. This is the Christian YouTube show that where we send out to the sponsors or potential sponsors. Palworld, gotta cap them all. Oh, Jesus. Well, I mean, yeah. We got Good Life Jay in the chat with the 199 super chat. He says, more life as always, bro. Torn on Suicide Squad. Yeah, man. Listen, my boy, shout out to my boy Steel Rain. He might bless us in the chat when he pulls up. But he was talking about, yo, people be sleeping on Suicide Squad. And I said, oh, yeah, we definitely sleeping, my guy. And then one of my homies on Twitter replied, he said, sleeping? Nigga, I'm snoring. I said, damn, he got a big time sleep, bro. Like, oh, Jesus. But yeah, man, we might touch on some Suicide Squad, kill the studio later on. We might touch on that a little bit if I could just get down the list. Oh man. Arsonist, what's up, bro? If I didn't say hi to you, I know you said what's Crip and Cub, but I didn't know if I said hello to you. So hello, Arsonist. Ace Breaker again. What's up, my guy? We got Wayne Douglas in the chat looking ass. What's up? Yes, sir. We got Jack Grundy. Hey, bro, how's it going? Jack Grundy. Solomon Grundy. Born on a Monday. Let's see who gets that reference. Let's see. Oh, we got Doge the Truth. What's up? How you doing, my guy? Fuck, this thing just refreshed. Okay, we got 194D. What's going on? We got TV, the Human AI guy. What's going on, Chris? Arsonist with a $5 super chat. Yo, Chris, much love, my guy. Yo, have you got me unbanned from Discord yet? LOL, gang gang cuh. Yo, I'm trying to figure that shit out. Like I said, I told Gabe that you were banned, and he was just like, I can't find that. So you know what? You know what I need to do? I'm gonna message Gabe because Gabe runs my Discord server. I gotta message Gabe so he can give me the roles so I can unban you. Like, this is crazy. Sometimes I thought it'd be easier by delegating tasks, and it wasn't. But I will definitely get you unbanned, Arsonist. I don't know why Gabe banned you. Oh god. But I got you, my homie, I got you. We got B-Rex Media in the chat. He'll be playing Destiny with the boys tonight. I'll be watching the playback. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate you, my guy. You enjoy, People have fun on Destiny. I thought we hated that game now. I don't know. Rhino says hit that like button. Yes, sir. If you guys are enjoying the stream, hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. Let's see. Let's see who else we got in here. We got Lapis Arsene. What's up? We got Pierre the Gamer. It's Neo time. Oh my god. He said it's Neo time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's about to be Neo time. Yeah. I just got a nice text message. We got $2 coming in from Flame. Palworld to the moon, baby. Let's make history. Yeah. Oh, he said that in his persona voice. So you better step up to the plate. Who else is in here? Corey Gryffindor says, I'll sacrifice my life and bear the burden of hearing Yangye's performance in Infinite Wealth so you don't have to. Let's not. Corey Gryffindor, I like you most days out of the week, right? But I would not subject you to doing that. Please, my brother. I want you to live to experience Kingdom Hearts 4 in its full greatness. And what you're doing there, bro, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. You're going to have me looking like Ichiban at the end of Yakuza Like a Dragon when he was just crying and all that shit. That's about to be me with you doing that shit, bro. Holy, you don't do that to yourself, my brother. Don't do it. We got Baseball Furies in the chat. Palworld's blowing up. 6 million copies sold in 3 days. I know, it's crazy, man. They made, like, after you take away, like, the Steam 30%, they made, like, what, over $100 million? That's fucking insane, dude. This stream is sponsored by the Crips. Oh, God. the Palworld Crips. Oh my lord. Who else is in here? I'm trying to do the shout outs before we get into these news topics. We got Smoke the Bear. I hear what you're saying, but Ridge Racer Type 4. No, listen, when I'm talking about this Burnout Paradise, I'm saying it's one of the best. Not the best, but it's one of the best, man. I'm being real, and I really love that game. You know, just don't ask Don Otaku about any games that you didn't have to play like this on the Wii. Just don't ask him any of those type of games, bro. I'm just being real. That man truly believed putting a Wiimote in a plastic shell made him a better racer at Mario Kart. But listen, we would like to play. We got the noob next door. What's up? We got Jigga Day. What up, blood? How you doing? Oh god, now I'm saying that. Who else is in here? Oh Jesus. $5 super chat from Don Otaku. Whataburger and Neo about to hit crazy. Oh, that's a vibe right there. You see, that's one thing I don't like about living up in New York. Living up in New York, we got a lot of good food spots, but at the same time, we don't got a lot of good chain spots, man. And Whataburger, every single time I go down to Texas, it's the first stop. Like, the second I get out of DFW, I just drive to the first Whataburger I see, and I'm in heaven, man. I'm in heaven. I love Whataburger. I live for Whataburger. The patty melt. I don't even know what they got on the menu. I have not been to Texas in a few years. I gotta change that. I gotta go down to the Dallas area, hang out with the homie Don Otaku. We get some Whataburger. We do a review of something. We'll do a live podcast. That's what we're about to do. We got Tando in the chat. What's up? We've got Big Nate. I think I shouted out Big Nate. If not, hello, Big Nate. And I think that's more or less everybody. Okay. All right, you guys. Let's get this intro out of the way. And let's get this show on the road. Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic and fabulous episode of Man Listen. If you are tuning in for the very first time, welcome to the channel. My name is Neo. We run multiple shows here on the channel. The one you are watching tonight, if you just stumbled across it, is Man Listen. It is my news roundup series where we take a look at all of the things happening in the wonderful worlds of entertainment, whether they are video games, whether they are movies, TV shows, anything that we find interesting, we're going to talk about it here on the show. This is our second episode of New Year. We are on episode 7. We started this towards the end of 2023 due to massive viewer demand, because, you know, for the longest time, the only streams that I did outside of the occasional game streams would be Ask Neo. Ask Neo is my chill series where we just hang out, we relax, we talk about crazy stuff that happens, and it's just the whole vibe for like 2, 3, sometimes 5.5 hours. We did 2 of those sessions recently, and it's just a fun way for us to interact. But I have heard from a lot of people, a lot of longtime subscribers, that they wanted a more centralized format for delivering the news and discussing the news. So that is the purpose of this show. So while it is fun that we can just look at the comments and react to stuff like we do on the Ask Neos and in the pre-shows and in the post-shows, Man Listen is a more structured and focused show with timestamps that will be added at the end of the show, where you guys can scrub and listen to particular topics of your own interest, or you can just use this as a podcast of sorts where you hear me talk about all the news and then you just tap out whenever you don't feel like hearing about any other topics. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, we do have a couple of housekeeping tidbits. So first things first, down below in the video description, you will find all of my social media outlets, from Twitter, Instagram, the Discord community, the Fan of Weirdos, and ways to support the channel from Patreon, in addition to YouTube memberships. We've got a lot of members here joining us in the chat tonight. So I want to shout out everybody who has become a member over the past couple of months, in addition to people who've been donating all these super chats. We have another super chat coming in right now, $2 from the Arsonist, saying, appreciate you, Chris. You always been 100K. I appreciate that, blood. Thank you, man. And let's celebrate the Arsonist's 5th super chat on live stream. Thank you so much for the support, my brother. Not too dissimilar from the homie Corey Gryffindor, who is celebrating his 10th super chat on a live stream for what seems like the 10th year in a row. YouTube just glitched out on Corey Gryffindor's head for whatever reason. But super chats are a great way to support the channel. It's a great way to have your guys' question answered with priority. Now, when we're doing Ask Neo, we have the super chats. We answer them as they come along. But considering this is a different format, I save the super chats for topic breaks. So after I tackle a pretty big topic, we'll take a break for a couple of minutes. We'll take some viewer feedback into account. This is usually a good way to get some updates on some stuff that happened, because we are doing this show live. So there are a couple of topics that break, that we discuss it and I speak on it, and then there's some updates as, you know, things progress. Like I think there was one situation where I was talking about a topic, and then immediately after I ended the stream, there was an update to it, and I was just like, oh, perfect. That's just my life. Now it's just going to be immortalized. Like, the second I do this stream, boom, there's an update. All right, okay. So we use that as an opportunity to fact check some things in addition to answering some super chats. So if you guys do donate a super chat, don't feel bad if I if I don't answer it immediately. It is just something I like to save for later so we can just have a proper flow for the show. In addition to that, I do want to give a huge shout out to a select group of individuals who are actually doing it big right now. The homies over at the Iron Lord podcast, or over at, I believe, the New York Video Game Awards. They're there, they're taking the stage, they're doing their thing, man. So I want to give a huge shout out to the Lords of Gaming. If you guys haven't followed ILP, I mean, what are you doing now? They're one of the best podcasts in the game. Great people over there, whether it's Lord Cognito, whether it's King David, Lord Attic, Lord Sav, like truly stand-up individuals. So I want to give a huge shout out and congratulations to the Lords over there. And then we also have a $2 super chat coming in from our Australian mate, Valkian24, to support the great American bro on my birthday. Oh snap, my brother Valkian, that is right. So everybody, let's give a huge shout out over to the homie Valkian24. It is currently his birthday over there in Australia. There's a little bit of a time difference over here, so while it's still the 23rd, it's the 24th over there in Australia. But again, Maddie, happy freaking birthday, my guy. Many more to you. I'm blessed to call you a friend for what feels like almost 15 years now, if you can believe it or not, because Maddie and I started getting cool around like 2010, 2011, and it's crazy to think how time has flown. But it's just awesome that you can just have these connections with people who literally live on the other side of the world. So happy birthday to you, Maddie, and many more of my friends. You know, a lot of y'all know him as Valkian24, but I remember this man when he was called Dark Messiah 24. I remember this man when he what was your name? You had the Garrus. You had that Garrus name from Mass Effect. You had a username that was something like that. I remember those memories. But yo, again, Maddie, happy freaking birthday to you, man. Many more, and I definitely got to make my way down to Australia, or you got to come to New York. One of these years, we will definitely find the timing or meet a halfway point. But again, happy birthday, my brother, and thank you for the super chat support. And lastly, I just want to give a huge shout out to everybody who is joining us at the stream tonight. I see we got the homie Gaming Forte in the chat. What's going on, my brother? Good to see you, my friend. Retro Lad joining the chat. We got Black Dragon. What's going on, gentlemen? So if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. It helps out the channel tremendously. It helps send this video out. And if you guys are following me on Twitter, go ahead and retweet this, favorite it, like it, do what you got to do so we can get more people into this awesome growing family of ours. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, okay. Okay, I feel like I've been talking nonstop for the better part of like 20 minutes, but hey, that's me. That's your boy. That's your boy Neo. You guys know what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and cut the music because we're gonna dive into one of our first warm-up topics, because we have a couple things to discuss tonight. But considering it is a show, I don't want to just dive into all the juicy stuff. You know, we got to get ourselves ready. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do a little bit of a foreplay before we dive into the main, you know, the main show, the main meat and potatoes. You can't just dive straight into that. And already me saying that, I'm gonna get some people checking off the stream like, what the hell is this man talking about? but y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's just dive straight into the news of the week with the very first warm-up topic. And we are going to be pulling that up right now. Bada bing and bada boom, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so with the very first warm-up topic of the week, there's no real frills or like, hey man, listen to this shit, because, you know, it's just something that I care about, but at the same time, I don't really care about. So as you guys know, the 96th annual Oscars Academy Awards is going to be going down here in a couple of weeks. You know, just celebrating all the greatness that is film, and the celebration of the performances in film, and all the hard work that goes into film. As you can tell, I really don't care too much about it. It's one of these shows, like most of the other shows that are out there, where I'm just like, oh, it's cool. That thing that I like won, awesome. That thing I didn't like didn't win, okay, it's whatever, and I move about my business in life, because I don't care much about this, right? Maybe if I had a vested interest in, like, the industry, I could care that these people won, but, you know, it's just one of those things that it's cool to talk about and see the stuff that has gotten nominated. So we've got all of the nominations here for, you know, best performance by an actor in a leading role, supporting role, actress in a leading role, supporting role. So we're just going to look over some of the things and we'll see if any of this stuff is interesting to y'all. Now, I know this is primarily a video game related channel with occasionally dips into anime and pop culture with like comic books and stuff, but you know, I'm also a pretty big movie buff, so I love going to the movie theaters. I love the craft of cinema, if you will. And, you know, I saw a lot of movies in 2023. 2023 was one of the best years for film in a very long time, especially if you're just looking at the wide range, whether it was like big blockbusters, well, the good blockbusters, if you will, because a lot of blockbusters tanked last year. Some of them deservedly, others you feel kind of bad for. But just in general, with the rise of the indie scene, mid-budget movies making a prominent return, it was great to see a lot of these films in theaters and people supporting them. So we got a lot of movies here that have gotten recognition. So by performance of an actor in a leading role, we have Bradley Cooper in Maestro. We have Coleman Domingo in Rustin, Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction. Now, out of all of these roles, I've seen two of these movies. I saw The Holdovers and Oppenheimer. American Fiction is still on my list of movies to see. Ironically, one of my managers at work said that the movie was phenomenal, and she doesn't really go see movies that often. So for her to say that, I'm just like, okay, I definitely got to check it out. So that's on the list for things to see. Have not seen Rustin, but I'm a huge fan of Coleman Domingo in every single thing I've seen him, whether it was, you know, small bits in TV shows, Euphoria. He's phenomenal. He's fantastic. And he's actually rumored to be the front runner to replace Jonathan Majors in Kang. But all that stuff is rumors and speculation. But if it was the case, then I would definitely agree with that because Coleman is fantastic. That man's got some great range. And then Bradley Cooper in Maestro. Haven't seen this movie yet. It's on my list of things to see. It's not at the top of the list of films that I have to round out for 2023, but you know, Bradley Cooper is great in everything, so I don't doubt that this is a good performance. But Cillian Murphy as Oppenheimer, between him and Giamatti, those are the ones where it's just like, if either of them win, I wouldn't mind it whatsoever because they were both phenomenal in their roles. Like Paul Giamatti, like it's crazy because a lot of us remember Paul Giamatti from what was it? Big Fat Liar. You guys remember that movie back from the mid 2000s? He played like the villain in that one. And then you just look at this man's career and he's just like in a lot of different things and he's always good and he's just giving it his all. And then The Holdovers is no exception. Holdovers was one of my favorite movies of the year. And I actually got it on the recommendation of one person here in the chat, Jfam, to go ahead and watch the film. He said it's like the perfect film to watch during the holiday season. Even if it's not during Christmas, even if it's in that awkward period from December 26th to December 31st, it's still a great movie. And that's when I watched it. So performance by an actor in a supporting role, we have Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction, Robert De Niro in Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling in Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things. Now, out of this list, again, we can strike out American Fiction. That's still on my list. Killers of the Flower Moon, another movie that I missed out in theaters, but, you know, it's now on Apple TV+. And that's just another, similar to Oppenheimer, 3-hour-plus epic. So I definitely have to set aside some time and watch it. I'm going to try to watch it all in one go. I don't like to split those movies over multiple days unless I've seen the movie. But, you know, it's Robert De Niro. You know, Robert De Niro, Martin Scorsese. I mean, it's just like one of those things where it's just like, sure, I'll believe that that's a great role as well. Poor Things, I have not seen the movie. It's also on my list of films to see. It's actually been playing in my local theaters here, so I definitely got to go ahead and check that out. And Mark Ruffalo, when he's not being nerfed as the Hulk, he's actually a really good actor. Ryan Gosling in Barbie, I don't doubt that at all, because Ryan Gosling, he similar to Paul Giamatti, Ryan Gosling just has fun in all of his roles, and he's just so freaking good, whether it's Blade Runner, whether it's The Nice Guys, Crazy Stupid Love. I don't know if you guys have seen that, Crazy Stupid Love, which I think is one of like the best, not just romantic comedies, but one of the best comedies that we've gotten in the past 2 decades. I think it's still available on streaming. It stars Steve Carell, Emma Stone, Ryan Gosling. You know, it's just so freaking good. Even Marissa Tomei makes a great cameo in that movie. Watch it if you guys haven't seen it. You will not regret it. So him being in a supporting role, absolutely, because like again, he gave his heart and soul as Ken. But if I had to pick an actor, I would definitely say Robert Downey Jr. as Oppenheimer, because what he did as Strauss, again, it's one of those things where you know Robert Downey Jr. is a great actor. He killed it as Tony Stark. but he hasn't really been acting much outside of that because of his commitment to the MCU. And then just to see him transform himself in that film, it's like, dude. And then everything about the whole story of Oppenheimer, when you get to the end and the climax of the movie, you're just like, oh, you're such a fucking piece of shit, dude. And that's the power of acting right there. So if I had to pick somebody, I would definitely say Robert Downey Jr. Performance by an actress in a leading role. I have not seen any of these things, so I can't comment on any of them. But good job, ladies. Good job, good job, good job. Very surprised that I didn't see Margot Robbie in Barbie. Now, me personally, I don't necessarily think that was an Oscar caliber level performance, but when have the Oscars really ever been always about Oscar caliber level performances? Because there's always been some situations where it's just like, why did you get nominated? You know what I'm saying? It's like, why are you here? But I'm surprised that that wasn't here. Not that I'm complaining, saying it should have been here, but just given the optics of everything, that's very strange. Performance by an actress in a supporting role: Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple. What? All right, so like I said before about the Oscars never being prestigious, this don't make no fucking sense. America Ferrera for Barbie. Come the fuck on, man. Come the fuck. That does not make any fucking sense. I digress. Jodie Foster and Yacht and Davine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers. Oh, she was great in this movie. I loved her. She had a very small role by comparison to the two main leads, but she was fantastic. Like, there's just one scene in the movie that really just captured. I don't want to spoil much of The Holdovers, but there is a scene involving grief and dealing with grief and just trying to hold it in and just how it manifests from person to person, how it's very different. But yeah, if I had to pick one from here, oof, again, because I haven't seen Color Purple or Naiad, I gotta say, between Emily Blunt and Davine Joy Randolph, I'd go with Emily Blunt, specifically just for the scene in Oppenheimer where she basically, like Oppenheimer, spoilers for historical stuff, when Oppenheimer found out that his his old flame that he cheated on his wife with had passed away, and he was just sitting there, I think, in the woods, and he was having a whole breakdown, and Emily Blunt basically said, I don't give a fuck about all this shit, bro. We got more important things to worry about. You don't get to do something horrible to me and then be sorry about it. Like, no, fuck this shit. Get back to work. Like, that shit was fucking beautiful. I loved it. I was like, yeah, Emily Blunt, you know? Okay, so now moving into Best Animated Feature Film of the Year, we got The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I saw 3 of these movies: Boy and the Heron, Elemental, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. If I had to pick one, ooh, that's tough because I loved Spider-Verse. I really did, but The Boy and the Heron, I still think about that movie a lot. I still think about it a lot. I mean, they both got good messages. This is tough. But Elemental was also really good as well. Elemental was a sleeper hit. You know, no one really expected it, especially because of just how everything has been going on in 2023 with blockbusters and people not wanting to see certain movies in theaters. Elemental came out the gate flopping, and then it found its audience. It got crazy legs, and people were just like, oh, wait, no, this is a good movie. And I've heard good things about Nimona. Robot Dreams I have no idea about, but I'll probably check it out at some point. If I had to pick one, I would definitely say, damn. It's tough between Spider-Man and The Boy and the Heron. Damn. Oh, this is, like, I'm leaning towards Spider-Verse, but at the same time, there were some aspects of Boy and the Heron I'm just like, that's some good Miyazaki shit. I don't know. I'll have to come back to this one on another stream, you guys. I've noticed there were a couple of snubs from here. I mean, obviously they can't fit everything, but you know, a lot of people wondering where's TMNT, where's that movie? A lot of people wondering where's Suzume. I mean, there's only so many spots for movies in this, you guys. So obviously some stuff had to get snubbed. I still haven't seen that TMNT movie. I know a lot of people in the community liked it though. Achievement in cinematography, we have El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Again, I've only seen the one in the category, Oppenheimer, so I'm going to go with Oppenheimer. Yeah! Achievement in costume design. Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. The costumes in Barbie were really good. I love the design of that stuff. Napoleon looked really good as well, based off of the trailers that I saw. Killers of the Flower Moon seems very accurate. Poor Things, I can't really comment too much on. I mean, the fits in Oppenheimer. Yeah, I don't know. I have no real viewpoint on this one, so we're gonna keep scrolling. Best documentary feature film. Unfortunately, haven't seen any of these, so I'm not gonna comment on that. Best documentary short film. I haven't seen any of these, so I'm not gonna comment on that. Achievement in film editing. Anatomy of the Fall, Holdovers, Killer of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Either Oppenheimer or the Hold. Go ahead and let me know if you guys can see this. Do you guys see me? Can you all hear me? Are we good to go, you guys? Testing. We good to go, you guys? Okay, so I hear that on my end. So I think we're back. Okay, we're back. I know this is a different stream, but I think we might be back at it like crack addicts, you guys. Hello, you guys can hear me? You guys can see me? Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. For whatever reason, OBS crashed, and then after OBS crashed, my computer decided to restart. For whatever reason, I have no idea why, but I apologize for that, people. Jason was like, I thought this was like a comically long pause. What's the bit here? I don't know. But where we left off, so let's see. So achievement in film editing, between Holdovers and Oppenheimer, either of those, I'm fine with. Best international feature of the year. I'm surprised we didn't see no Godzilla -1 love. I mean, then again, some of these movies might be that damn good, but -1. We need more people to hear about that. Achievement in makeup and hairstyling. I know already Maestro's gonna get some pushback from some folk. Shit, Oppenheimer. Let's go, Oppenheimer, sweet baby. Achievement in music written for motion picture. So original score. We have American Fiction. Okay. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Okay, bro. Listen, I love John Williams as much as the next guy. His stuff is great. It rarely disappoints. But let's not. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse should have taken this spot easily. But I'm going to give it to Ludwig Göransson for Oppenheimer because can you hear the music? Woo, what a track. Achievement in music written for motion pictures, so this is like original songs. I love this song from Barbie, but I did not know that it would get this far. I thought this was just a running joke that it would get nominated at the Oscars, but it actually did. So I wouldn't be surprised if that won. So we're gonna wait before we look at that one. Achievement in production design, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Oppenheimer is really sweeping the fuck out of this, bro. Best animated short film. Haven't seen any of those. Best live action short film. Haven't seen any of those. Achievement in sound. I'm giving it to Oppenheimer because the sound design was impeccable. As you can see here, I'm just an Oppenheimer stan. That's what I do. Achievement in visual effects. The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, and Napoleon. I'm going to go Godzilla -1. Because that film, what they were able to do on that budget, I know we had the whole discussion and discourse surrounding it, but what they were able to achieve, I don't think anything else, save for the Creator, in terms of like budget, would even be comparable. And the Creator looked really friggin' good. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, as far as blockbusters go, looked fantastic, and that's because James Gunn knows how to storyboard this stuff, and he's not just changing things on the fly by comparison to a lot of the other blockbusters we saw in Hollywood. And then Mission Impossible, of course, because, you know, those stunts just looked great. Surprised no John Wick in this. I know a lot of that was stunts, but at the same time, it looked fucking beautiful. Adapted screenplay, American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Zone of Interest, probably going to be Oppenheimer. Original screenplay, Anatomy of the Fall, Holdovers, Maestro, May, December, Past Lives. Ooh, that's tough between Past Lives and Holdovers. That's going to be crazy. So in the last category, Best Motion Picture of the Year. American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killer of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, Zone of Interest. Okay, so based off the movies I have seen, it's a tie between Holdovers, Oppenheimer, and Past Lives, because those are my top 3 movies of the year. I know most of you guys have seen Oppenheimer, but you haven't seen Holdovers or Past Lives. Holdovers is fantastic. Past Lives is a movie that I know most of you probably haven't seen, but it is so freaking good. The story of the film and what it means and what it represents, I'll say this much. This movie handled the message and the core of this movie handled in different hands could have gone a very, 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 very bad way, very, very toxic way. But it's just so fucking real. I'm trying not, because this is the type of movie you can't just like, me saying what the movie is about is not gonna hype any of you up. It's not gonna be one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I want to go see that shit, bro. It's because that's how it is with most things in life. You just have to watch and experience it and take it in and just enjoy it for what it is, man. But Past Lives is awesome if you haven't seen it. But yeah, those are all the nominees for the 96th Annual Academy Awards. Will I be watching these live? No, I'll probably be watching it on Twitter like I did for the last couple of years, just because it's easier that way. It gets to the point. There's no fluff and none of that stuff. And yeah, I'm excited to see the fallout and the discourse, and of course seeing Godzilla -1 sweep that visual effects award. Can't wait for that. But what do you guys think about all the nominees? Anything you guys think personally got snubbed? Comment down below and let me know. All right, and now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's move into the second warm-up topic of the night, ladies and gentlemen. As you guys know, 2023 was one of the greatest years in all of video game, but now we are moving into 2024, which was, I assume, is going to be another great year in gaming, because we have got our first big banger of the year, and I'm not talking about The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, ladies and gentlemen. I am, of course, referring to Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Yakuza 8, whatever you want to title it. The boys are back, and not just the Yakuza Like a Dragon squad, but we've also got our main man Kiryu. He's coming back as well. Him, Ichiban in a game together, dual protagonist. I can't fucking wait. Like, in terms of excitement for things, man, like, there are very few franchises outside Persona, Kingdom Hearts, you know, certain Final Fantasy games that get me as excited for a new entry like Yakuza. And I am going to still keep calling it Yakuza, because just Like a Dragon just doesn't... Listen, it's just like one of those things where it might take me longer to get used to it, but I've been calling it Yakuza for almost 20 years now. And then now you're telling me you're going back to what the actual title is? I'm sorry. It's going to be called Yakuza to me going further. And, you know, that's the crazy thing about it, because I have no problem. When people change their names, I'm like, that's your new name? Perfect. But when it comes to this, you want me to call you what? Like, I can't be doing that shit, bro. But, you know, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, it's the next game in the franchise, Yakuza 8. And it's coming at us very soon, man. You know, it's literally going to be out by the time the stream goes live in less than 3 days, ladies and gentlemen. And we have gotten our first look at the reviews. Normally, I'm really skeptical about them waiting until like the week of to drop reviews. But obviously, you know, because of like spoiler culture and things like that, they're just like, no, we'll wait for this. And boy, golly, there were some really good scores. So this is coming to us courtesy of the homie Okami13 on Twitter, who just aggregated everything. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth scores a 91 on Metacritic with 29 reviews. And of course, more have been added since. I think it dropped it down from a 91 to a 90, but still phenomenal when you look at the rest of the Yakuza franchise. Most of the games hover around the 80s range. I think Like a Dragon, the last one, Like a Dragon 7, that was like an 83, 84. Yakuza 0, I believe, was around like an 83, 4, 5, in that range. Basically, none of the games in the franchise have ever touched a 90. But for this one to open so strong, where all the mainstream outlets are giving it damn near perfect scores, I know most people in this community don't really care about reviews. They say reviews don't matter, you know, play the game for yourself. That is absolutely true. But to a core group of individuals out there, the general public, when you see a game that's got this amount of praise and notoriety in a very, very, very good way, it's going to prompt them to be like, okay, I want to check that out and see what it's hitting for, man. And with a lot of mainstream outlets, not just like the niche people like me who are unboxing Yakuza 0 back in 2017. Like, I still remember I was one of the few people out there who was on here saying like, yo, check out Yakuza 0. And people were just like, what the fuck is that, bro? What is this shit? And then now we just have one of the latest games in the series, not only receiving a worldwide localization, it's got an English dub, very questionable performances for one of the characters, but it's just getting all this praise as well. So if you're a fan of this franchise, I mean, I couldn't be happier, man. Like, everything I'm hearing about this is ticking the right boxes, and I can't wait, man. I can't wait. The game comes out, like I said, on January 26th, so we are less than 3 days away. Unfortunately, I will not be diving into this on release, even though I do have the game. I'm going to be waiting until I finish up my playthrough of Persona 5 Royal before I dive into another game. And we'll speak more about Persona 5 Royal towards the end of the stream. But yeah, if you guys were on the fence about the next Yakuza game, it's getting really good scores, man. I know some people are going to be asking, can I dive into this one if I haven't played any of the previous games in the series? I know some people, they'll always say like, yes, you can play this game and not really know about this, yes. And I'm just like, stop it, please, no. I would say at the very least, you need to play the previous game in the series, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Or one of the benefits about this franchise is you can watch the 40 hours of cutscenes that they have on YouTube, because this franchise, as much as it's revered for its gameplay and its wackiness, it has a lot of heavy story cutscenes. It could be its own Netflix show, if I'm being honest. But you want to go ahead and watch all of the cutscenes at the very least. And man, I'm kind of biased about this because Kiryu's in this, and this is, from everything I've been reading in the reviews, this is one of the greatest outings for the character. And if you haven't grown with Kiryu from the beginning of the franchise, or at the very least, like, you started Yakuza 0 and then you played all of his games and you played Like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name, it's gotta be heavy. Very heavy. So I can't necessarily blanket recommend you just jump into this. You gotta at least know the story of Kiryu, what he's been through. And if you, like I said, if you want to watch like a cutscene montage for 10 hours, sure. But I think it's just, it'll be a much more emotional experience if you actually go ahead and play all the games. I know people don't like to hear that. You're telling me to play video games? Yes, I am telling you to play video games, but trust me, it will be worth it. Throughout all the crazy cutscenes, throughout all the, you know, some of the games haven't aged the greatest, particularly like Yakuza 3, but it's just, it's fun, man. It's fun. And this one right here, it's a like, if you ever get tired of the action beat 'em up combat of the other games, Yakuza Like a Dragon and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth are turn-based JRPGs, and they've made a lot of good improvements into this sequel, like area of effect, being able to move around during the combat, a lot of good stuff, man. I'm excited to see what it's all about. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're going to take a quick break real quick to look at the comments and see what you guys have been talking about. A lot of people saying they sniped you because of the Palworld topic. No, OBS just shut down for whatever reason. I have no idea, you guys. No good idea. Tech and Jin, what's up, my brother? We got Vaughn in the chat. I played Yakuza 0 and I thought it was like a 7.8. I wasn't crazy about the gameplay. Should I try 7 to see if it changes my mind? Really? You didn't really fuck with Yakuza 0 like that? Not even the story, bro? Damn, Yakuza 0's story was awesome. But I have heard some people don't like the beat 'em up gameplay. If you like JRPG turn-based combat, then I would say check out Like a Dragon. And the cast is phenomenal in that game. Like a Dragon sweep, yes sir. There is a very, very high chance that at some point, if there aren't any crazy games that eclipse this in terms of popularity, there's a high chance that Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth could get nominated at the Keeleys this year. Could you imagine that, you guys? Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth being nominated alongside Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Dragon's Dogma 2, The Last of Us Remastered. Like, it just, the list goes on and on of the great games, man. Just shout out to gaming, man. Shout out to gaming. Alrighty, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's move into our third topic of the night. Boom! Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Yes, we are sticking with the topic of video games, and we are going to be discussing the Xbox Developer Direct. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, all my Xbots, all my Xbox fans, wake up. You were on standby mode for the longest time, but it is time for us to talk about the Xbox Developer Direct, the first one for 2024. Now, I'm going to go through the list of games, give my brief thoughts on them, and I'll just go ahead and just discuss like the whole discourse surrounding a lot of things that have been happening. But overall, I'm really digging the Developer Direct format. I know we have criticized a lot of these companies, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, for the longest time about how they've been handling their exclusive showcases, if you will. Because if there was one thing that I loved about E3 is that E3 kept a lot of developers and publishers in the industry. They kept them honest, right? You knew that at the very least, one time per year, you had to show up at a game show. You had to nut up or shut up. That was your opportunity to show all the greatest stuff. And if you had a really bad E3, it was kind of indicative of what you had going forward for the rest of the year. Likewise, if you had a really strong E3, it was a good indication of what you have coming for like the next year or so. That wasn't always the case, but it was a good viewpoint on that. But when they took away the E3 format and they started doing these individual ones, it took a lot of these entities time to figure out the way that they handle them. And in some situations, some companies still don't know how to do these things, a la Capcom. I don't know why Capcom keeps trying to have these developer showcases. It's not working out, Capcom, it's not happening. Go ahead and give that footage to anybody else out there and let them show them. They'll do a better job showing off the game than you ever would, because it's just like, for every one good thing that's in there, like, oh my god, they announced Ace Attorney Collection 2, it's like, why are we doing this? Straight up. But if there is something that Xbox has been improving on over the past couple of years, it's how they showcased it. And it took a very long time for us to get to the point, man. There were a lot of stumbles along the way. But last year, it seems like they cracked the code for how they handle these things. We had the first developer direct last year, which gave us an insight to a couple of games that were coming out. In addition to, we had a huge shadow drop, that being Hi-Fi Rush. This year in particular, we didn't have anything in the ways of a shadow drop. But again, you know, it's not realistic to always expect those things just because Xbox did it one time and Nintendo does it a couple of other times. It just is what it is. But this developer direct, they set all the expectations out beforehand. They said, hey, you guys are going to be looking at these games, and that's it. These games. They basically said like a week beforehand, they were like, we're going to show you looks at Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Avowed, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and then Aura History Untold. And then, of course, they had to do a special surprise, which we'll touch on later. There were some people who were questioning this inclusion. We also got to look at Visions of Mana. So overall, the developer direct, it was about 40 minutes in length. I really enjoyed it. I thought it gave a good deep dive into some of these games, the tech behind the games, of course, the people behind the games. And it was basically just that. It was showing you what they got in the pipeline in the very near future. Some of them a little further out in the case of Indiana Jones and Avowed, but others very soon, like Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, which is going to be launching in literally just a couple of months. So we're going to go down the list. So the first game of note over here, we have Avowed, which is going to be launching in fall 2024 with this beautiful key art right here. Now, this has been making the rounds on Twitter for the better part of the last week, and for good reason. I love this design. The more and more you look at the design and you see things about this in here, it's just masterclass. Fantastic, phenomenal. Great use of color, great color palette. I'm sitting here, I'm actually reviewing the key art. This is fucking crazy, man. I'm sounding like, am I reviewing concept art? But it's fantastic, man. I love it. It's definitely something I'd want to have as a dynamic background on the Xbox consoles. And Obsidian, if you are listening, the people have spoken. They yearn for a dynamic background. The best we can do right now is just the high K 4K resolution backgrounds. But listen, I'll take what I can get. It's fantastic. I know some people have already made it their background. There were some people who were saying that this looks AI generated, which isn't it crazy that we've gotten to this point in discourse where people can't even distinguish what is AI and what is just something that's really fucking beautiful. I can't create shit like this, bro. Don't even start with that. But yeah, looking further into Avowed, we got our first deep dive into the gameplay. And they talked a lot about it, and it's just, I'll say this much. From when they showed off Avowed last year to when they showed off now, in the past year, it's taken me a while to get used to how colorful this game would be. Now, obviously, the first time we ever saw Avowed, when they revealed it, it looked kind of like dark. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking like, ooh, what's happening here? And then when you see Avowed here, it's like bright. And I'm just like, ooh, what is happening here? But, you know, obviously that was just a teaser trailer to show that, hey, this is Obsidian's take on high fantasy. And things are subject to change. It's basically kind of like, the way I describe the discourse from some people is the shift from the Legend of Zelda GameCube trailer to the Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, when they saw that, in terms of like just the sheer color palette change. But at the end of the day, to me, it doesn't matter, considering it's coming from Obsidian. And I know this is going to sound fanboyish. I don't care. Obsidian is just one of those studios where you tell me that they're working on a game, And 9 times out of 10, I'm about to be like, okay, that joint about to be fire, bro. Sure, it'll have some issues, maybe related to budget, but at the same time, it's like, oh, Obsidian, they're very good at RPG shit. They're very good at that stuff. Like Outer Worlds, my biggest complaint with the Outer Worlds was just the combat was kind of lacking. But in terms of scale and scope, especially for its limited budget, that was their take on a Fallout style game. I think the game did rather well, and I'm excited to see what they do with the sequel, with them having a bigger budget, bigger team, things like that. But the one thing that I really like about Avowed, and what they showed off here was literally just a glimpse. They actually released, I believe, like a 20-25 minute deep dive that goes further and further into the combat that honestly I feel like it gave a better look into the game than they did at this developer direct. I mean, obviously, because you have 25 minutes to talk about a game. The game itself, in terms of the scale, it's going to be bigger than the Outer Worlds, but at the same time, I don't think it's going to be that big ass. Like a lot of people, when they equated Outer Worlds to Fallout, they're one of the things I heard from people is that it's just like it's Fallout, but it's more accessible, and accessible in the sense that like it knows how to manage its scale and scope, right? Like it definitely punches up in terms of its budget, but it's not too overwhelming for people that just look at an open world game and they're like, I can't do this. Avowed seems like it's going to do the same thing, but for folks who like Skyrim, but they don't want to get overwhelmed by that stuff. As weird as that sounds, I know it kind of sounds like a contradiction, but if you're that type of person that likes playing RPGs, but you kind of get daunted by just how big those games are, I think you might like Avowed, especially if you really enjoyed the Outer World. So yeah, the game itself, from an RPG perspective, I think it looks pretty cool. Combat-wise is where I'm a little critical of it, because, again, one of my biggest complaints for the Outer Worlds was that the combat, it just wasn't punchy enough. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we have progressed to the point now where if you are going to do first-person combat, first-person shooter combat, if you have a gun in a game, it can feel fluid, and I just didn't feel it as much with the Outer Worlds. It felt fine. It felt serviceable. But that was a comment that I made when I played Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3 back in the late 2000s, early 2010s. I feel like we should have expanded more since then. So I'm looking at the combat here, and it looks a little, I'm not gonna lie, it looks kind of rough. You know what I'm saying? It looks kind of rough in terms of the melee combat. Magic stuff looks pretty cool. So we'll see how that manifests itself when you're switching from all that stuff. But they really emphasized quick change loadouts for enemy encounters, which is interesting to me because normally, you have to go into the menu, you got to switch this and then switch that, and then, you might be dual wielding. It sometimes, depending on the game and how they handle it, it could be cumbersome. But now that they're going to have full-on loadouts, I like that. It kind of low-key reminds me of like BioShock in a sense. But yeah, I'm excited to see more and more of Avowed. They said it's coming out fall 2024, so it looks like it's going to be a marquee title for Xbox this holiday, and that is awesome. And again, there is something else I want to bring up, not necessarily just about Avowed, but everything in the games they showed this year and Xbox's outlook for the future. Next game, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, which is launching on May 21st. Now, this release date did get leaked, I believe, like a couple days beforehand. But, you want to take all these leaks with a grain of salt because sometimes they say this, sometimes they say that. But they planted their feet in the ground and said, yes, Hellblade 2 is coming out May 21st. And all I got to say is thank the maker. Thank the maker for that because, dude, this year... so here's the thing. I really enjoyed the first Hellblade game. I really did. But to the same degree, with the time that we've been waiting in between Hellblade 1 and Hellblade 2, I'm just looking at it. I'm just like, bro, is this game really taking 8 years to work on? You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, there were things that came into that, COVID, the whole design of the game and everything. But I'm just like, 8 years and you really haven't shown us much of this game outside of Senua walking back and forth. We saw her get stabbed one time and then, okay, big monster. I'm like, all right, can we get more of this? And unfortunately, we didn't get more of that. We learned more about the development of Hellblade 2. I feel like we learned more about the development of Hellblade 2 than we actually did seeing the Hellblade 2 game experience, which, again, I understand in the sense that they want to save stuff for the actual game, and I get it. But to the same degree, it's like they've been talking about this Hellblade game since before the Series X came out. They talked about this back in 2019 when they announced it, and we still to this day have not seen much about it. We've heard more about the tech and them going on vacation to take photos and style. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's like, I get it, bro, but can you show me an actual gameplay trailer? That's all I really want, bro. And to this day, they still haven't shown us much. So I'm still really skeptical about the combat. You know, they said that they've expanded upon it, but how much? What does that really mean? But honestly, I'm just going to stop speaking on it. I'm just going to wait, 4 more months to actually play it. And I'm looking forward to it, man. It's coming out on, of course, the Xbox Series consoles, PC, via Steam, and Windows 10 Game Pass, and then cloud as well. And this is huge, man. This is huge, bro. It's one of the first big games from the studios that they've acquired, like post, like our contractual obligations to release a game on another system. This is like, no, this is our full-on big, like, exclusive game from this studio that we bought. Like, last one was Starfield, and then of course that you had a game that took place in Massachusetts. But this is big news, man. This is huge news. And I'm excited to see more about it. One thing that was really interesting, what they said about Senua, was that she seems to have become stronger with the voices in her head, so they're not going to be affecting and impacting her as much, so she can actually have like conversations, I think, with like some NPCs in them. So that's gonna be interesting to see how they handle all that. And yeah, graphically, this game is looking top notch. This game is looking out of this fucking world. I mean, the first game, when you look at that game and you look at the budget that went into it, it was phenomenal. Like, how the hell did you guys do this? And then now it's the same thing. It's kind of like the Godzilla -1 creator of the video game industry. Something else that we also learned a little after the show, well, we learned the price of it. If you did want to buy it and you didn't want to play it on Game Pass, Hellblade 2 is going to be launching at $50. That's a good price, especially for a game that they said is like similar in length to the first one. So that's what, around like 8 to 12 hours. And then they said that this game, similar to the first one, is going to be digital only, which of course prompted the discussion of, physical media, ownership of digital content, Xbox just pulling out of physical media in favor of digital stuff. What does that mean? Now, here's the thing. The first Hellblade game came out in 2017, digitally on PlayStation 4, and then it came to Xbox a year later, and then I think a few months after that, they released it physically with, I forgot what publisher, but it came out physically, right, on PlayStation and Xbox. And for this one to not come out physically, I think it's very strange considering Xbox owns the developer, and Xbox is owned by Microsoft, so if they wanted to do a physical copy, they could. But the way that it's looking, just in general, if you look at like Xbox releases, like, how Starfield was handled physically, and just you look where the industry is shifting, not to bring up the Insomniac leaks, but when you look at the amount of money that PlayStation made digitally off their Spider-Man games versus physically, they have a vested interest in selling the games digitally. They make way more money doing that. And one thing I do like about it, and I'm not saying this is correlated, I'm not saying correlation equals causation, but they're launching it at $50. They're not launching it at $70, which is great because at the very least, even though I'm a big proponent of physical media, you guys know this, if it's going to be digital only, you better drop the price down, because that was one of the biggest things that they always said, like, well, why are digital games... well, this really happened towards the end of the PS3, 360 generation as people started getting into PC gaming, when they started noticing that PC games were cheaper than consoles. You guys remember there was a time when PC games used to be cheaper than consoles out the gate? Like, console players would pay $60 for Battlefield 3, and on PC it was $50. Remember those days, guys? Oh, man. And the proponent was like, well, with physical media, we can't disrupt the retailers, because they're going to be selling these games, and if we're selling them cheaper digitally, it's not healthy. It's not good for them. And then we realized that was a sack of horse poop, because they're still selling the games, whether it's physical or digital, or if it's digital only, sometimes they're still selling it for full price. So it's funny, man. But at the very least, $50 for this, 12-hour experience, that's not too bad at all. I'm going to be interested to see what the sales are like. Now, I know sales are a touchy subject with things that are going to be launching day and date on Game Pass these days, because how could you really predict what something would sell when you could subscribe to a subscription service to play it day one for basically peanuts on the dollar? But Alan Wake 2... Now, granted, I know Alan Wake is, even though it's a critical darling, it is still a niche game by comparison to most other titles. That game was digital only. And if you look at the sales data, it looks like that game flopped. Now, obviously, we don't have the exact numbers, but it's not been charting in the best of ways. So I'm not saying that Hellblade 2 is going to be a flop based off that, but there are definitely a proponent of people out there who would love a physical copy of this. And who knows, maybe further down the road, they might partner with somebody to do that. That's crazy. The independent publisher of Microsoft Game Studios is partnering with Limited Run Games to release a physical copy of Hellblade 2. Or maybe they're just gonna take a bath on all this stuff because they know deep down most people ain't gonna buy it physically. You get what I'm saying? But who knows? We'll see what happens. But Hellblade 2 looking phenomenal, and I can't wait to play it. Now, moving into the big surprise of the show, that no one expected to be there, Visions of Mana. Now, this might be very weird for some, considering this was an Xbox Developer Direct, and we were looking at this more as like first-party, second-party collaborations at best when it comes to Xbox stuff. But here we have a third-party game coming from Square Enix, and it's Vision of Mana, which to this day, there's still some people who are wondering, like, why was this even in the showcase? Now, obviously, there's a big reason why. And if you know anything about how Xbox has been moving over the past year when it pertains to Japanese development, well, now 2 years, Xbox is trying to regain some semblance of relevancy, not just in Japan, but with Japanese gamers, Japanese publishers, and folks who just enjoy Japanese stuff on their platform. And I purely believe the reason why they're doing this is because people on the internet just don't shut the fuck up. And I'd like to think in my headcanon, this is because Phil Spencer just would not see us shutting up about Like a Dragon, about Persona, about all of these games. Like, we want these games on the platform. Because you got to look at it like this. Historically, if you look at Xbox's history with Japan, it hasn't really been the greatest. Now, there was a small uptick at the beginning of the 360 generation when they had collaborations like Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey. When the PS3 was really floundering, the Xbox was doing great, ironically. And then, of course, two things happened. The PS3 price cut, and then Don Matrick basically said, fuck all this shit, bro. And they just stopped caring about Japan, and then it was just history from there, right? So Xbox has not been able to really regain that. But they've been working hard in the past couple of years. Like, yeah, there are just a lot of ports, but at the same time, if they're cutting all these deals and they're giving these developers and publishers a platform to talk about those games, even if they're not going to sell the greatest on Xbox, they could probably sell the worst on Xbox by comparison to PlayStation, Switch, and PC. It's still something that Microsoft views as worth doing. And they've been getting pretty cozy with Square Enix when it comes to repairing that relationship, There's obviously the big thing happening with Final Fantasy XIV and how that's finally coming to Xbox after all these years. And Phil Spencer is a huge part of that. And now they're giving Visions of Mana a spot in their Developer Direct, which is very strange because it's like the Mana series. Let's be real. People like the Mana series, but it's still very fucking niche. You know what I'm saying? It's not no Dragon Quest. It's not no Final Fantasy. And look, the first new mainline entry in over 15 years. And what have we gotten since then? We've gotten some compilations. We got a remake that really wasn't the greatest. And then now it's like, okay, this new game is debuting on Xbox platforms. So what they're hoping is that this is just that game that a lot of Xbox gamers start to embrace. Like, oh, we really like this game. We're going to support it, And I think that's a very smart thing to do. I think that what you need to do if you want to, what Xbox has to do is, because they're already starting from -1 territory, they've got to do the groundwork, and they've got to, shake some hands, cut some deals with these studios, give them the platform to get their trust back. And yes, that is going to involve a lot of money hatting, but it's the stuff that is going to matter in the long run, the developer relationships. And that's something I think Phil is pretty good at. But what it falls on for gamers is to actually support those games, provided their quality. Now, I know there's this long ongoing joke when it comes to Xbox fans and supporting stuff, like when you have Game Pass. Like, why would I buy a game here when it's going to be on Game Pass in a few months? I understand that, you guys, but to the same token, to the same degree, these initial sales really do matter for these companies. And yes, it would be great if they could just cut a Game Pass deal, and every now and then we get stuff like Persona 3, 4, and 5 coming to Game Pass, and then out of nowhere, Tactica and Reload also come to Game Pass. That's fucking crazy. Persona 3 Reload is a $70 game coming to Game Pass day one. That's insane. But we shouldn't expect that for every single Japanese game. If these games come out
and their quality, like the Yakuza games, like a Dragon, I can't, see, now the title is in my head. I was gonna say Like a Dragon 7, like Yakuza, Like a Dragon. Oh my fucking god, I can't stand Sega now. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yakuza 7. That game didn't launch on Game Pass day and date. It was actually current gen exclusive on the Xbox platforms. You can only play the next generation version with 60 frames on that, and it came to PlayStation later. That game did pretty solid, all things considered, on Xbox, especially for that being a first big Yakuza game that wasn't tied to Game Pass. Then, of course, it came to Game Pass later down the road. But Sega commented saying that the inclusion of the franchise on Xbox, Game Pass or otherwise, has been very instrumental in them expanding the brand going forward. So if Visions of Mana comes out and it's quality, support the game. Don't just wait for it to drop on Game Pass, you know? Now moving into the next game, Aura History Untold, which is not a console game as of now. It's going to be a PC exclusive, so it's going to be on PC Game Pass day one. The key leads at Oxide Games debuted an all-look at gameplay for Aura History Untold. So this is going to be a strategy game, which, you know, right then and there, I know some people are going to check out from this one, because if you're not really into Civilization, you know, you're not into Total War, Age of Empires, stuff like that, it's probably not going to be your cup of tea. But from what I saw in this one, it's pretty dope. You know, like, I think from what I remember when I watched this last week, like, compared to other strategy games where you take a turn and then somebody else takes a turn, I believe this one is going to be happening all in real time. I was kind of watching this and also working at the same time, so I might be mistaken. But if it's simultaneous and you have to craft everything on the fly and your decision making goes based off of that, that's fucking interesting, because beforehand you could take as many, you know, as much time as you want to like, you know, formulate something. But this being all in real time, that's pretty sick, man. It's going to be exclusive on PC for a while, but if it's anything like Gears Tactics, Age of Empire, Civilization, you know, give it some time, maybe a year or so, and it'll end up coming to consoles at some point. But yeah, Aura History Untold. And then we have the big one, the big game of the show, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, or as it's been called in the community, Indiana Jones and the Great Motion Sickness. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We finally got our first look at Indiana Jones from Machine Games. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they announced this, like, what, back in 2021? So we're coming up on 3 years since they unveiled it, and they didn't show anything back then. It was just a CGI trailer of Indiana Jones getting his whip, and then we, of course, heard the fanfare. So it's been a while. A lot of people are wondering, what is this game going to look like? I mean, I remember when I was on Podcast Unlocked, I believe it was last summer, and we were just talking about our E3 predictions of some of the things that we would see. And I remember one of the things that I predicted was like, yeah, you know, we got a new Indiana Jones movie coming out. We're probably going to see our first look at the Indiana Jones game, you know, brand synergy, brand marketing. And then, nope, we did not. And honestly, I think that was for the best, considering that Indiana Jones movie was not that great. And yeah, it just, the wait helped polish this game even further, you know, especially when they're able to announce it and then say, hey, it's coming out later this year. So they showed a substantial amount of footage in this one. We got a look into, like, the developers. Of course, Machine Games are working on it. They worked on the recent Wolfenstein games. And of course, Todd Howard was there, just stealing all the shit from the studio, as he does. But this is, you know, next to Skyrim, which has been his passion project for the past 30 years. This is his baby. This is his baby. He loves Indiana Jones. So for him to be a lead producer on this one, and just everything that goes into it, you can tell that Machine Games was probably the best studio to work on this. I mean, outside the fact that they love killing Nazis, just the fact that, you know, it's Indiana Jones, it takes place in the 1930s, you can kill Nazis, and it's just like, oh, there you go, match made in heaven. And I gotta say, out of all the games that they showcased there, this was definitely my game of the show. I absolutely adored what I saw of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And the more and more I rewatch this trailer, I've watched it a couple times now, like 4 or 5 times. I really love it, bro. I really do. Because you know me, man. I'm a huge fan of licensed games when they're done correctly and there's love and attention poured into them. And every now and then, if we get something that looks quality coming from a great studio, you know, like Insomniac or Rocksteady in their heyday. I just get gassed, man. I get gassed, and this is looking sick, bro. Now, it is in first person, as we all expected it would be, considering, it's coming from Machine Games. But there were some people holding out hope that it might be third person because, developers can pivot. Like Guerrilla Games over at PlayStation, they did both Horizon and they did the Killzone series, third person and first person. People can mix it up. But just knowing Machine Games, I was like, it's probably going to be first person, bro. And if it was going to be third person, they would have come out and said something, you know what I'm saying? Like a press release or whatever. But it looks good, man. It looks really freaking good. Visually, I will say I was more impressed with Wolfenstein, the new Colossus by comparison, because the graphics on that game, even to this day, bro, they look fucking insane, dude. It looks so good. Now, Indiana Jones looks really good as well, and of course, part of it is a little stylized given the IP and given the time period. And of course, if you watch the 4K trailer, it looks much better than the stream. But it looks really solid. Like in terms of like Indiana Jones, his look, Harrison Ford's likeness. That was one thing that I was a little curious about at first, considering Indiana Jones is as much of Harrison Ford as Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. So would this be like how there's James Bond, when they do James Bond games, they'll probably do like a likeness based off an actor. Would they do the same thing from Indiana Jones, or would it just look completely fucking different? But no, it's Harrison Ford's likeness, not his voice, but it is very close. And for obvious reasons, they couldn't get his voice back because that man is almost 90 years old. Love Harrison Ford, but that man is just he clocked in to get a check on that last Indiana Jones movie. But Indiana Jones is going to be voiced by Troy Baker, which is so funny because I remember when I was watching the trailer, I was thinking to myself, that sounds like Troy Baker. And then later on in the trailer, I'm like, no, it's not Troy Baker. And then later I was like, that's a really convincing Harrison Ford sound alike, dude. But it was Troy Baker, man. And he sounds so freaking good. I know we're all joking about Troy Baker and the whole Troy Baker went from trying to get to the bottom of NFTs to now finding the great circle. I mean, what a paradigm shift. But he sounds great as Indiana Jones, man. He's one of the best actors in the game. Folks can hate on him, saying like, yo, let's get more actors and more originality than Troy Baker and Nolan North and Laura Bailey. I get it, guys. I do. But when you have Troy Baker and he's clocked in to work and give us stuff like Joel and stuff like, Joker and stuff like Indiana Jones, like I come on now. Like we can just leave it alone for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was just Troy Baker, like when he was in I think Spider-Man Miles Morales, and that man just showed up like, hey, listen, I'm Troy Baker, guys, and that was it, to play that villain in that game. But this, it's like, no, that man's here he did his homework. He did his homework, bro. And he sounds fantastic, dude. Now, looking at the gameplay of Indiana Jones, again, it is in first person, so that is a little jarring for anyone who has, watched the Indiana Jones movies, and how these are great adventures. Even if you've played, it's the games that inspired Indiana Jones, like Uncharted and Tomb Raider, a lot of us are expecting it to be in third person to tell this kind of a story. I trust that Machine Games, the way that they're incorporating it from a first-person perspective, I think it could work out very well, especially if there's going to be a lot of mystery surrounding it. Honestly, okay, this is a stupid comparison, I know, but the last first-person game that I played where I was like uncovering a mystery and the environment played a role in said mystery was this little game called The Forgotten City, which started out as a mod for Skyrim. But just looking at that game, that experience, I know it's not comparable to a big budget adventure like Indiana Jones or Uncharted. But just seeing what kind of things you could get from playing a game in third person, I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. And when you look at what they could potentially do from a puzzle point of view, I'm interested to see how they handle some things, man. I mean, it's not just a case of, fuck it, here's the IP, let's just reuse a lot of assets from Wolfenstein. I think that they're going ahead and they're actually using it to their advantage, right? So I'm interested to see, and at the very least, it's going to be different. It's going to be different than playing something like an Uncharted or a Tomb Raider where and then all you have to look is for the thing that's illuminated in the environment. Now, combat-wise, the animations, they don't look the greatest as they should. But again, you know, it's still coming out at the end of the year. We'll see. They could improve a little bit. Using that whip in first person is gonna be funny as all hell, bro. Just using that whip and Indiana Jones having the fist of fury and beating people senseless, that's gonna be hilarious. Oh, something else. Speaking of voice actors in the game, Tony Todd, if you guys can see him right here, Tony Todd is gonna be blessing us with another appearance, man. I love all the work Tony Todd's been getting recently. You know, outside of the 2 seconds he had in Spider-Man 2, which is crazy. But yeah, it's looking really solid, man. And I think that we are in for a really, really great Indiana Jones adventure. I mean, that's kind of not saying much considering the last 2 movies we've gotten have been doo-doo butter. But I think this one, you know, they're setting it in between 2 of the earlier films. I think this is going to be a really good one. And it's shot to the top of my list of like my most anticipated games this year. Like if I'm talking like top 5, it's definitely like number 5. And I got a lot of good feelings about this one, man. I mean, just Wolfenstein, New Order, and the New Colossus were so fucking good, man. And I feel like, dare I say, guys, I feel as if they've been cooking. I feel like they've been cooking, you guys. I feel like they've been shoving it up. We'll see. But yeah, you know, that was basically the gist of the developer direct. They showed off these 5 games, gave you insight into these games, and of course there were other streams as well, you know, like Diablo 4. I think they just launched their new season this week. And then, of course, there was Elder Scrolls Online. So congratulations to the 5 people that still play that. And, of course, me saying that, someone's going to be like, hey, I play that game, sir. And I'm like, yes, congratulations. You, 1 out of the 5. But, yeah, if I had to pick, like, most anticipated from games of the show, of course, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle at the top of the list. And then number 2 is got to be Avowed, of course. Number 3 being Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. Number 4, Aura History Untold. And then number 5, Visions of Mana, just because, I mean, I like JRPGs. I like Japanese games. But, you know, it's like one of those things where it's just like everything else just looked so much better by comparison. But what did you guys think about the developer direct? What would you grade that on a 5-point scale, on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you guys say? Me, myself, and I give it a solid. I'll give that shit a solid 8 out of 10 if I don't say so myself. And something else that they also confirmed about Indiana Jones, that this was not going to be multiplat. There was a group of people online considering that it was a licensed title from Disney. They were saying, oh no, it's probably going to be PlayStation 5 because they inked the deal before Xbox bought Bethesda. But no, I mean, there might have been a PlayStation 5 development at some point, but no, this is just Xbox Series and PC for the time being. I mean, we'll see what Microsoft does later down the road. But yeah, let's see some of the scores from you guys. Direct was 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 for me. BG gave it a 4 out of 10. Shout out to BG. Damn, a lot of people weren't fucking with this shit. I don't know. Maybe we just got different expectations. That could be it. I'm not saying anyone's wrong or right in this case, but I don't know. For what they said we're gonna see, and you know they didn't mislead people and say like you're gonna see something crazy like you've never seen. I felt like it gave a good updated insight into some of the games we wanted, and we got way more stuff after that too. Like for Avowed, we got a 25-minute deep dive afterwards, and you know, I mean, I guess you could say like Hellblade 2 outside the release date was a little disappointing, and you know why was Visions of Mana here, but yeah, I liked it. You know, I'm not overhyping it. I'm just saying like yeah, and then Indiana Jones just looks so fucking cool. All right, you guys. Alrighty, so let's get into the final topic of the night, you guys. The juiciest of them all. Man, listen, ladies and gentlemen, have you heard of the new game that is just sweeping the nations in every single multiverse? Ladies and gentlemen, might I introduce you to this game called Palworld. As you can see, it's been followed by so many of my mutual followers here on Twitter. If you haven't already, give your boy a follow on Twitter, twitter.com/NeoGameSpark. But yes, Palworld. Palworld is the latest game that is just lighting the internet up on fire. And man, this game has been one of the games to follow online. Even if you're not interested in the game whatsoever, it is just so funny to see clips of the game. It is so funny to talk about the discourse surrounding the game, and it is crazy to see how popular this game has become. Now, I remember on the last stream that we did, I believe it might have been last week or 2 weeks ago. One of the members here, I believe it was Don Otaku, he was talking, saying like, yo, Neo, you gonna hop on that Palworld, man? Pokemon with guns. And I was just like, I'll see what it's hitting for, but it might be a game I install and play for a few hours and just never play it again. And just based off of what I saw in this game, it's not my personal cup of tea, because what Palworld is, you know, some people have billed it as, well, it's Pokemon with guns. And yes, if you're looking at, oh god, there it is. There's the Breath of the Wild. Yes, indeed. There's that Breath of the Wild effect. But if you look at it on a surface level, like, yes, it does have the whole monster catching, monster battling mechanic. I mean, not necessarily in the sense of like the OG Pokemon games where, you control the Pokemon and then you give them attacks. It's more similar to Pokemon Legends Arceus, where you have the Pokemon by your side and they do the attacks independent. And then sometimes you can go ahead and use the Pokemon as a weapon. And there's some crazy shit happening in this game, bro. You can go ahead and you can like shoot I say Pokemon, but you can shoot the pals out of like rocket launchers. You can like jump on top of them and just shoot guns with them. It's just some fucking crazy shit that happens in this game, bro. It's insane. That's why I love watching clips from people in the community about some of the stuff that happens in it. Now, me, myself, and I, the main bulk of the game, it being an open world survival type of experience, that's not really my cup of tea. You guys know I'm not really into crafting. I'm not really into building stuff. It's not for me. I mean, I'd be that type of person where I would just roam around the world, try to catch all these PAL monsters, and I would just play it as like just that. It's just basically like, I want to catch them all. Would I really build a house for me and the homies to congregate in? Probably not. But that being said, just looking at the game from a technical aspect, in terms of just looking at how fucking cool it looks, I already know if I was like 20 years younger, this would be one of the greatest looking games in my life, man. And I'm not the only person that thinks that, because this game is just charting left, right, and center, man. Just looking at it right here, Palworld is now the second highest all-time peak in Steam history, right? So these are the top 10 games right here, and it's crazy how, like a couple of these games are in the last couple of years. Baldur's Gate 3 last year, Hogwarts Legacy last year, fucking insane. And damn, look at that player count for Baldur's Gate 3. It's crazy. But yeah, just looking at it, it's now number 2 of all-time peak with over 1.8 million people playing it. It's only second to PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. So wait, I'm curious. Why do they call PUBG Battlegrounds? I thought it was PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, not PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, unless Battlegrounds is its own separate thing. I don't know. I don't play the game, man. It's just like, what is this? But it's kept charting and charting and charting and charting, and it's just gotten so crazy to the point where 6 million people have purchased the game in only 4 days. Let me put that in perspective for you guys. 6 million people in 4 days, selling more than 1 million copies in a day. I think within the first 8 hours, they sold like 1 million units. And dude, what was crazy is like yesterday, they reported that I think at like 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, they had broken another concurrent player on a Monday fucking morning. A Monday morning, no holidays, no vacations, no lockdowns, none of this shit. And it's breaking all these records. And of course, some people are saying, well, it's just FOMO. It's just people wanting to play the new hot shit. I don't think it's that, bro. I think there's something deeper to this shit. I think this is actually filling a niche that people wanted to play. Yes, there are some folk who are playing this as their answer to the Pokemon game that they always wanted that Nintendo's not giving them. Yes. Then there is a big group of people who are playing this as the next great, survive and build game. Absolutely. But just looking at this, I think it's just the fun factor for it, man. It's the fun factor. It's the accessibility. It's on Game Pass. It's only $26, I believe. So it has an attractive entry point. It's not a $70 game, and it's just doing the thing, bro. And honestly, I like seeing shit like that. I really do. Now, that being said, there's a lot of discourse surrounding this game. Of course, the smallest of the discourse is that the game itself, it does have a couple of issues in terms of performance, especially if you're playing it on the Xbox Game Pass platforms on PC and on consoles. It's a different version by comparison to the one on Steam. That one I think is behind with updates. They just did a patch recently for the Xbox console, but there is still some issues that need to be addressed by comparison to the Xbox version, to the Steam version. But obviously that will be updated with due time. I don't think any of them expected it to be this monstrous. Like, no, like, dude, I remember like when we saw the first trailer for it, I was like, that looked kind of fun, but we'll see how long that shit lasts, bro. And just all of this stuff, it's fucking insane, man. It's insane. So I will say this. Normally I'm just like, hold devs to the fire, their feet to the fire, especially if you pay money for stuff. But in this case, considering the scale of the game, the budget, the price point, I give them time. Obviously, they see this stuff. They're not just taking the money and they're not fixing the game. Give them time. They're working on this. They're working with a small team. And I think that with all this extra money, they're probably doing a crazy hiring spree, and they want to get the right people in the right places so they can go ahead and give people the best version across PC, across Steam, across Xbox consoles. So you can continue this crazy. I can't even believe it, bro. This is a legit phenomenon, man. But it has prompted a lot of people to have, it's brought a lot of, how should I say this? It's brought a lot of salt in the community, particularly from two camps. They're kind of blending together into one camp now. But there's been a lot of people who've been hating on Palworld. I'm not talking about the people who look at this and they think it's like childish or kiddie or whatever. But there's been a good group of people who have been hating on this game because others have made the comparison to the Pokemon franchise. A lot of people are looking at this as Pokemon for adults, in the sense that this is the Pokemon game that Game Freak refuses to give them. It's a Pokemon game that runs at 60 frames per second. It's a Pokemon game that actually looks good. And when you hear about the budget of this game compared to how much money the Pokemon company makes in a second, you're just like, what the fuck, dude? And it's prompted a lot of people to just look at the Pokemon franchise and be like, yo, that shit is fucking weak, bro. That shit is fucking weak. They're releasing the same fucking game over and over again with minimal improvements, and every single time they take a step forward, the performance suffers, and it looks like it's not getting better. And then boom, here comes Palworld at a third of the price with so much more to it, so much more dynamic stuff happening, and it looks better, and it performs better, and it's just like, what the fuck is Game Freak really doing, right? And here's the thing. Now, Palworld is not unique in any stretch of the imagination. Games like this have existed for a long time. Temtem, Dragon Quest had a spin-off. I think Monster Hunter had a spin-off where you had these kind of like pocket monster mechanics. And of course, the survival building aspect has been done before. It's just a hodgepodge combination of all of those things in one. But why is that a bad thing? There's a lot of games that are basically just that. They just take the established formulas, they mix and match it, and then it works out very well. And that's fine. That's nothing to get mad about or be angry or use it as like a as a diss towards the game. Oh, Palworld isn't something special. So, what games out there are truly special and innovative and unique and legitimately different? Almost every idea has been done before. What we've been going into for the longest time is just refinement and things getting better and things adding in and mixing stuff from different genres. So I don't think it's the dig that folks think it is when they say shit like that. Right? So the whole originality angle, it never made sense to me when you talk about that, because it's just like, bro, let's look at some of your favorite games of all time. Let's see, how original are they? Not really when you get down to the root of it, right? But there's just this weird, like, not necessarily that it's a campaign, but there's just weird, like, this hatred towards it because people dare compare it to Pokemon. And I've been very less so vocal about the Pokemon franchise, but more vocal about the Pokemon fandom, in the sense that when I see folks online complaining about the quality of Pokemon or the lack thereof in the past, definitely started towards the end of the 3DS era, but to be fair, let's just say post Pokemon Black and White 2. I've seen a lot of people complain, especially with the Pokemon games on the Switch. There's no quality control. Nintendo, Game Freak, the Pokemon company, they don't care. They're just rushing out these games. The performance is terrible, sub 25 FPS, resolution is bad, textures are non-existent. You know, for every good thing they add in the franchise, there's 3 things that they fuck up. And, you know, it's just horrible. But you want to know what's funny? Those same Pokemon games people complain about are selling millions upon millions of copies. And they're selling more and more with each new franchise entry. I'm not making this shit up. Go look at the charts of the most successful Pokemon games. On the Switch, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Scarlet, Violet, Sword and Shield. The way people be talking about hating on those games, you think those games have like a 40 on Metacritic. You think those games would be selling like 10,000 copies. Nope. The lowest I've seen was probably like a 70 for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And still, those games made bank. And honestly, this is going to piss some people off, but good. I'm glad that they're sticking to their guns and just giving folks the same terrible shit that's slightly worse every single time, but there's just a glimmer of hope that maybe the next one might be better. Because y'all keep supporting it. Like, you can't keep coming in here shitting on Call of Duty, shitting on these annual sports games, because that's what Pokemon is at this point. Pokemon is an annual sports game franchise. Pokemon is Madden, Pokemon is Call of Duty. That's basically what it is. And then you guys come in here, you shit on the games, yet you're still pre-ordering the double packs day one. Like, it's always the same people. It's the same people who shit on them saying like, oh, these games are so frustrating. And then they're over there pre-ordering the double packs for $120, $130. Like, I'm sorry, but you guys lose all the right to complain when you keep buying this stuff. And I know some people say, well, Pokemon is really the only game that'll scratch that itch for me. And there's no other games out there like Pokemon. Bro, I don't know where people come into this like entitlement thing when it comes to gaming, that if they don't play this one game, they will cease to exist. Have you ever heard of like anything else to do in life? Have you ever thought about reading? Have you ever thought about playing Fire Emblem or Xenoblade or jacking off or like anything that could bring you enjoyment in life than playing the same Pokemon shit that you complain about over and over again? It's just like, bro, come on now. Like, the thing with a lot of these companies is that unlike some of the smaller entities who live and die based off of the fan base, when you start getting into these games that sell 10, 20, 30 plus million copies, you have to do something catastrophically and categorically fucked up for the fan base to turn on you and not support the game. So for them, the only thing that they really hear is the sales. And if the sales are slacking, that's when they start paying attention. But if they see that the next game is making more, oh, absolutely not. They're going to be like, oh, you guys want this? Yeah. And we're going to give them minimal funding, minimal staff, minimal support. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people always say that, well, if you pay attention to Pokemon Arceus, they're trying to do something different. Yeah, but look at the cost of what it takes. You still got to go out there and spend full price. You still have all these issues. You still complain about the textures. You still complain about the performance. And that's one thing. If people didn't complain about that shit, I wouldn't be on here saying that this is your fault. But when you complain about that shit and then you get mad at somebody else because they are playing a different game that scratches that same itch but with better quality features, you can't shit on them for that. Like, come on now, dude. It's like if you yourself admit that these games are hollow and they feel shitty, and then someone else says, yeah, they feel hollow and shitty, I'm going to play something else, and you're just like, no, not that one. Don't do that. So it's just disingenuous, bro. It's disingenuous. And if people just stopped playing it, if people just did literally anything else that wasn't tied to nostalgia, because let's be honest, this isn't nostalgia. It's nostalgia to the point where when you spend $130 on a double pack multiple times and you complain about it multiple times, it's at this point, it's self-inflicted. You know, it's just like, there are terms that I want to use that I won't because they're really messed up, but there are terms that you guys know, and that's what it is for these people. That's all it is, man. If you literally like, if they found out that this stuff was not selling and they wanted to just take it back to the drawing board and they didn't have to worry about the brand name, yeah, they would do different shit. But alas, here we are, and that's fine. So when I see like people coming in here and they're shitting on Palworld or games that aren't Pokemon for doing that stuff, it always comes back to sales, reliable sales, and this and that, and it's just ridiculous, man. Now there are some genuine things that you can probably complain about when it comes to Palworld. Some things that I'm really not going to get into because frankly I personally don't care, but it is a topic that has been coming up in the discourse. You know, the originality angle of some of the designs. Now that's one thing. Like I said, there is no original idea anymore. We all know that. But I'm looking at some of those designs and the skeleton and the framework for some of that shit. I'm like, okay. Now, even if Nintendo got lazy with some of their Pokemon designs, some of these pals, it just looks a little too, it's a little too close to home. So if there's one thing I can say with some of these designs, I'm just like, okay, you guys were very, very inspired, if that makes sense. You know? And then there was the whole accusations about them potentially using AI. Listen, just with the whole discourse surrounding AI, honestly, I feel like most people don't even know what they're talking about at this point. It's because they're just gonna say, yeah, it was AI this because of this guy, he worked on that and he's a proponent of using it in future things. I'm just like, if we can point to like pinpoint exact things of it actually being artificial intelligence and that used to copy stuff, then yes, we can have that discussion at a later point. But as it stands right now, I don't see that. But what is funny about this whole discourse is that Nintendo has been paying attention. Oh, Nintendo has been paying attention to this Palworld drama because there was a modder out there. And this is the thing. I love the modder community. But at the same time, y'all got to know how to shut up sometimes, bro. Y'all got to know when to pick your battles. Because immediately when Palworld came out, I believe like within a few days, someone came out with a Pokemon mod for Palworld where it mods your trainer as Ash Ketchum, and it modded a lot of the pals as the iconic Pokemon. I don't even think this mod was out for 3 days before Nintendo sent a cease and desist. Usually it takes Nintendo a little while longer to send those cease and desist. Usually it's after a while. But that was the quickest and swiftest that I've ever seen, which tells you that they have been paying attention to this shit, bro. They have been paying attention to this shit, and I would not be surprised if they're going to try to do some type of litigation action on some level. Now, a lot of people are wondering, does Nintendo have a case in this scenario? Listen, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to pretend to be a lawyer. I don't get paid that kind of money. But I will say this much. Nintendo does not need to have a good case. They don't need to have a good fucking case on them in order to go ahead and try to sue a person. What Nintendo will do is they will do this. They will keep your ass tied up in court as long as they can, and they will sue you into the Shadow Realm if it makes a point. They could have no standing, but they can keep you wrapped up in court drama like it's fucking Ace Attorney, and you're playing this case over 40 days and 40 nights, 40 weeks it seems, 40 months, 40 years. And bro, they will bleed you dry. You want to know why? Because Nintendo was showing up to every single court case with 42 lawyers. For something that's so small like a ROM site situation, now they got the best lawyers on deck. Did you guys know that Nintendo back in, what was it, like the 80s or the 90s, they had a lawyer and his name was Kirby, and the lawyer was so good at handling lawsuits that that's where the original name for Kirby came from? Did you guys know that? Do you know how gangster you gotta be to name this cute little bubblegum circle like joy creature, name him Kirby because of the fucking lawyer? His name was Kirby and he was winning all these cases. Listen, Nintendo was on some thug shit back in the day, bro. Go look at what Nintendo did to strong arm retailers. I'm talking about like, you want to sell Sega Genesis in your store? How about nah, you ain't never gonna get no Mario. Listen, if you want Mario, you take the hedgehog out back. Like that's what they were about. Some people don't remember that shit, but Nintendo was legit Yakuza back in the day, bro. I'm not making this shit up. It is not a joke. This is the real deal. Go look that shit up, bro. Nintendo was crazy, man. But you know that if Nintendo were to sue, they don't even have to have a strong, compelling case, right? They'll just be like, nah, okay, we don't got a case like that. No, we're gonna bleed you dry, bro. We have to we gotta have to have a GoFundMe for the Palworld developers, bro. But yeah, man, Nintendo, they're seeing this shit. They're seeing this. Do they have something to worry about? No, I don't think so at all. Nintendo have nothing to worry about unless the next Pokemon game comes out and that shit flops, right? If that happens, oh, buddy, that's a problem. But you want to know what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. Nintendo's about to announce that Switch successor. They're going to come out with a brand new Pokemon game. And you want to know what's going to happen? People's dicks about to be getting wet. Bro, they're going to see that stuff and they're going to be like, Palworld? No, listen, I want to be the best that ever was. To catch them is my real test. Listen, Palworld, I don't know what that is, man. I don't know what that is, bro. They're going to throw out Palworld like it was a cheap $2 whore on Tuesdays, bro. Like, I'm just saying, this is exactly what's going to happen. People won't get hype about Palworld. Palworld's going to still do its thing. Then that next Pokemon comes out, and even if it looks a fraction of a percentage better, the hype train is going to happen. They're just going to dangle something shiny in front of people, and they're going to be like, listen, I'm there day one. I will be there no matter what. It might still be fucked up, but they going to get it. Listen, gamers are very fucking fickle, bro. I'm just being honest. Gamers are some of the most fickle, spineless people out there, unless it's something that we all come together and we just take a stand against. You know what I'm saying? But you can't organize and mobilize people to do that, because if they see something shiny, listen, for example, when The Witcher 4 finally gets shown off, there's not going to be no review bombing of that trailer. There's not going to be no dislike brigade assembling on that video after Cyberpunk. You want to know why? Because gamers have short-term memory. All they needed was CD Projekt Red to work on a game for 3 years, work on that game in beta Cyberpunk for 3 years, for them to say, listen, this is the greatest thing that's ever come. You know, you fixed the game that I paid $60 for 3 years ago. I'm so happy you fixed it, and you gave me DLC that I can purchase. Like, listen, I'm happy that Cyberpunk is in a great playable state. I'm happy it's got a great DLC, but that just goes to fucking show you, Cyberpunk, No Man's Sky, you show someone something shiny, they're gonna forget everything. It is not gonna matter, bro. It isn't, because they're just like, no, I forgot about that. All is forgiven. All is fucking forgiven, bro. It's going to happen. Mark my words. Bar something crazy happening, that next Pokemon game is going to drop on the Switch too, and then people are, you know, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Listen. This is what's going to happen. All right? It's exactly what's going to happen. So, they're gonna see Palworld, right? It's great. I'm gonna play it for like 95 dang hours with my friends and my buddies. We doing the thing. And then that Switch 2 trailer drops, and they're gonna be like, listen, Pokemon is great. It's cool, but I've grown up now. It's a pal world over here, bro. You know, Pokemon don't give you these type of experiences. They don't. And then that Switch 2 drops, and then they get the next Pokemon game, we're running out of letters and stars and shapes and everything. Pokemon Birth and Pokemon Control. There we go. Right? So Pokemon Birth and Pokemon Control. And, you know, they're going to say, like, I don't need this. I'm not fine. You know what's going to happen? Let's say the game comes out November 19th. You know what they're going to do? November 19th, they pull up like, so guys, I got the unboxing of both Pokemon Birth and Pokemon Control. And man, listen, I said I wasn't going to get it, but man, listen, I'm just such a big fan of video games, and I'm a gamer. I caved, and I couldn't miss out on the next greatest Pokemon experience. Like, I'm telling you, it is going to fucking happen. Mark my words, bro. Oh my God. And then the discourse is going to start all over again. I'm sick of this shit, bro. I just wish people were just more genuine about it. But it's just gonna be a fucking cycle all over again, bro. That's it. Like, we have Mega Evolution. We got Mega Evolution. Now we got Super Evolution Blue. Like, that's what we gonna have, and people gonna be like, God have mercy. Oh my Lord. It's like, yo, dude. All they need is Pikachu to, like, I don't know, like, Pikachu to say, what up, blah? And then straight up, like, oh my God. Like, people gonna be going on there doing videos with their mouth wide open and everything, like, live reaction to this shit, bro. It's gonna be crazy. It could just be something insane. Like, you could use a spoon to dig in the ground. Oh my God. And then it's just like, it's a huge step forward for the Pokemon franchise, and it's something this franchise so desperately needs right now. And then the game's gonna come out, they're gonna play it, they're gonna complain about it, and then we're gonna get these disingenuous ass YouTube videos, and I see it happening, bro. We're gonna get, and you know the people, I'm not gonna name the names, but you know the people I am talking about. The people who think every game is great, no game is bad. They're gonna come on there and they're gonna say like, oh my god, this game is just like, it's the Switch 2, and it was supposed to be great. And then this game, it was just so frustrating because they got a lot of things right, but a lot of things were very bad. And I'm just like, can y'all be genuine for once in your fucking life? Please be genuine for once in your fucking life. If you love the games, cool. I have more respect for people that love the fucking games than the people who hate on the fucking games and they still fucking buy it year in and year out. I am sick of you people. Oh, I feel like I had a meltdown. I feel like I had a fucking meltdown, bro. But shout out to Game Freak. Shout out to the Pokemon Company, Indentured Servitude. Shout out to Nintendo, bro. Shout out to the Toho clan. Oh, God. What do you guys think about this Pokemon Palworld discourse? Comment down below and let me know. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna take like a 2-minute break. I'm gonna get some water and I'm gonna cool off for a bit, you guys. Okay. Stand by, you guys. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. We are at 51 likes right now. I'll be right back, you guys. Oh my god, you guys. I don't know why that just fucking drained me, man. That just why are my lights off? Okay, there we go. Oh boy. If you get birth, I'm gonna get control and we can trade these pills. Oh, that's a bar, Tekken. That's a bar, bro. Okay, you guys. We got a couple minutes left before we do what Acebreaker doesn't do and wrap it up for the night. Let me just go ahead and check out these super chats real quick. So we have a $5 super chat that came in from Blue Senshi earlier on. He says, to sum it up, Palworld is Pokemon if Game Freak actually gave a damn about making a fun game. Well, Blue Senshi, I'll have you know that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet sold like 20 bajillion units, and your opinion is irrelevant, sir. Or so they say, my friend. But how you doing, by the way, Gustavo? It's good to see you, bro. We have a $2 super chat coming in from Don Otaku. I have a feeling Neo will buy the next gen Pokemon. The last Pokemon game I bought was Pokemon Y, and that was in 2013. And the fact that it took me so long to beat that game when Pokemon games ain't that long was just a sign that, yeah, I don't think this franchise is for me anymore. I was honestly close to buying, was it Shining Pearl? I was close to buying that game because they had it on sale like a lot. And, you know, Nintendo games don't go on sale like that unless they're bad. They had it for like $30 at Best Buy, and I was like so tempted because, you know, I loved playing Gen 4. But I was just like, no, don't do it, dude. I'm glad I didn't because I heard that remake was not that great. $5 super chat from Don Otaku. Why ain't you talking about the discourse of ponies and bots arguing over the Steam sales of Palworld? Oh yeah, that's a good question right there. Yeah, so we're seeing, it's like similar to the Baldur's Gate situation where like PlayStation fans will use Baldur's Gate as an exclusive because it's not on Xbox, and now the Xbox people are using Palworld as a like championing piece that, oh yeah, look at we got what PlayStation does it, and I'm just like, Oh, gamers never change, bro. Like, they're looking at the 6 million sales of Palworld on PC, and it's like, yeah, the Xbox fans did this. And I'm like, I thought y'all don't care about sales anymore because you have Game Pass. Why are you hyping up sales? It's crazy, bro. Oh, you're going to see the Iron Claw later? Oh, I heard you better bring some tissues, bro, because that movie is going to be heavy. If you know anything about the story surrounding it, it's a lot, bro. Oh man, but this man said a Neo fat break. Oh no, I can't jerk it that quick. You know, I like to light a nice candle. I don't play no music on, but you know, I like to get myself into the mood. You know what I'm saying? Pokemon birth and Pokemon control. But you know what the funny thing is about this Pokemon Palworld discourse? Palworld honestly has more in common with Digimon than it does Pokemon, because there are actually Digimon that have freaking assault rifles and shit. Bro, one of my favorite Digimon, I think my all-time favorite Digimon is Terriermon. And one of Terriermon's evolutions, Gargomon, he's got fucking both his hands are guns. Both his hands are guns, bro. And there's an actual Pokemon that is built like a revolver. I'm not even joking, bro. I am not even joking. So yeah, shout out Digimon fans, we just chilling. We just fucking chilling, bro. I bought Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl in Japan for a whopping 1,100 yen, which is under $10. Oh my god, damn, that game was bad if it flopped like that. Jesus. But yeah, shout out to Digimon, bro. We the Digidestin, we chilling. Yo, honestly, on some level, like, people want to be like, I'm a Pokemon trainer. That's fucking gay. I'm a Digidestin, bro. That is cultured. Pokemon trainer? Nah. What are you training? These nuts? Jesus. Digidestin just feels like you're called to a greater purpose in life. Pokemon trainer. Jesus. That sounds like some freak shit, for example. That sounds like a kink. Pokemon trainer. Ugh. I'm just saying, though, you guys. I'm just saying. Listen, you can take what I say, you can just throw it out the window if you want. But all I'm saying is you will not catch me saying I'm a Pokemon trainer. Oh, hell no. I'd sooner believe in Santa Claus than Pokemon training. It's so refreshing to hear that word in that fashion. I appreciate you. Wait, what word? What word, Tekken Jin? What word? So Persona 3 Reload got leaked, and let me say, Color Your Night, the full version is fire. Oh, 3 emojis. Hey, yo, I'm going dark on this game that I've already played. Psych. But no, I'm just not looking up anything. I'm going into Persona 3 Reload as blind as I can, man. I'm going into that shit like I'm fucking Stevie Wonder, bro. I'm waiting for that. You know what word, man. Oh, gay? Yeah, people don't be saying gay anymore. That's very weird to me. I mean, it's not as fun as it was when we were in like 4th grade, you know what I'm saying? That was funny. But like for me, it's just so funny because I just throw it in random situations that people always start busting out laughing because it's like, I don't hear that word anymore. And I was like, yeah, it's true. Corey Griffin said, Don Otaku, you shut your mouth. Oh, I believe it. Don Otaku definitely got to sew that shit up. Oh, he's hating on Digimon. Yo, Don Otaku, man, Don Otaku, you know what Don Otaku is? He's a contrarian for the sake of being a contrarian, man. Listen, all I'm saying is Digimon Tamers is better than every single season of Pokemon. I don't care about the numbers and the metrics and the whatever. Digimon Tamers have heart and soul into that bitch. Niggas was crying by the end of it. Great story, great emotional weight. And then Ash is, you know what you guys learned about Ash Ketchum? I'll tell you what. The people who are a fan of Ash, David, should I take a shot? David, should I take a shot? Because I'm about to go into this rant on this fuck nigga Ash Ketchum, bro. Just don't let me do this. This is the professional stream, and this is the post-show. So if people are watching and you have kids listening, just tick them away. This was the PG-13 stream, not anymore, bro. Wait, Visions of Mana's on Game Pass day one? It is? I thought that wasn't confirmed. No, listen, there are 2 anime characters I hate, and they're Ash Ketchum and he's not from an anime. Well, technically he is from an anime, but he's that guy from Persona 5. That dude. Yes, yeah, I don't think it's confirmed. Visions of Mana on Game Pass. Yeah, Ash Ketchum D's nuts. Yeah, because he don't like titties. $1.99 from Jfam. Ass Ketchum. Yo, you know what it is? Ass Ketchum, because he be ass, bro. Did you know it took Ash? It took Ash, the 23-year-old, 10-year-old. It took him 23 years to win. Listen, I know it's all about perseverance, but at some point, you just got to know when to throw in the towel, bro. How many times this dude Ash has to recall his Pokemon in his badge and he's just sad? How many times you got to go through those rounds of depression before you realize that you ain't cut out for shit, bro? But he kept climbing the ladder. How many times you got to celebrate a person's 10th birthday because the realization of him being 11 years old and aging and realizing that the older you get, if you're not accomplishing something, it's fucked. How many times you got to realize before that's a problem? Ash had that smoker voice for a whole season. Yeah, man. That whole first season. Nah, but he was savage in that first season, though. Yo, listen. Anybody can go toe-to-toe with Ash. Ash is just... When I see someone with an Ash profile picture, or if Ash is their favorite character, I got some questions, and they ain't good ones. That's it, bro. That's all I'm saying. And then there's Pikachu. Yo, Pikachu became anorexic. Like, Pikachu used to be chunky. He used to be just a big yellow chunk. And he was adorable. And then Pikachu became anorexic because he had to conform to society's beauty standards. And I don't know why Pikachu was losing all this weight for Ash and he's still losing Pokemon leagues. Like, how are you skinny and you're still losing? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You gotta pick a struggle. You can't be fat and losing and skinny and losing at the same time. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Ash be getting wrecked by the... Like, I'm just... Bro. Yo, shout out to Red. Red was definitely the better character. Yeah, this is an Ash slander stream. I love it. Ash evolved some of his Pokemon, but then he let go of some of the better Pokemon, and then some Pokemon he evolved just got weaker. I just don't understand it, bro. I just don't understand this shit, bro. Man's fumbled the bag with Misty, fumbled the bag with May, fumbled the bag with Dawn. And that's all I'm gonna say, because I'm not getting to the discourse around 10-year-old girls. I'm not doing that shit, but I'm just saying for him, he fumbled the bag with them. And then there was that one chick, that one blonde chick. She looked like she was about 40, though. I wouldn't have gotten with her, though. She looked like she was 40 years old. You know, the one, I think in, like, Battle Frontier. I just look at her, and I'm just like, nah. And I think there was that one chick who, like, he just be fumbling the bag, bro. Nah, not Serena. Nah. The blonde chick from, Battle Frontier, I think. I think she liked Ash. She wasn't a companion. She was, I think, one of the people in the Battle Frontier. Yeah, Ash had all the options to get ass, but he didn't, man. Listen. Nah, no, not an X and Y. No, I swear it was... No, guys, no, I'm talking about Battle Frontier. Battle Frontier, there was the blonde chick. Not Serena. Not Cynthia. It was the blonde. She liked Ash, but it was like a throwaway line. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he cupped her hand, and she was just like, "Ooh, Ash, you don't know about my feelings for you." But it was after he walked away, because, you know, like, yeah, Fighting Frontier brain. There we go. She liked him. She had like a little crush on him. She didn't go anywhere, though. It didn't go anywhere. Yeah, Jessie was a baddie. Yeah, that one chick did kiss him in the X and Y. She liked him. But Ash be fumbling all the bags, bro. All the fucking bags. All the fucking bags. Him and Naruto, bro. I mean, at least Naruto got some ass at the end. I mean, it wasn't the ass he wanted. He wanted Sasuke's, but, you know, he couldn't have that snake. What's up, Chicken Eye? Even Latias fell in love with him. Yo, listen, Ash could have been a freak for all we knew. Yeah, Pokemon thirsting over him. For what? Yo, you know what? Ash having all these women fawn over him when he be losing, it just goes to show you that you don't sell yourself short, gentlemen. Please don't. Because if Ash can pull any of you guys can pull, we got a $5 super chat coming from Don Otaku. I don't even know who the Digimon main character is because he's not iconic or memorable, but fuck that nigga on God and them. This Ash hate ain't going unchecked. Well, actually, if you knew, there was multiple Digimon protagonists because there's different seasons, you know? There's different seasons. And sure, they're not as iconic as Ash, but you know what? At least they're all winners. Ooh. Oh, Don Otaku said, listen, Don Otaku is the first person in the history of existence who got excited to come home from school, go to bed early so he can wake up early to watch Kids WB, the Fox box, just to watch Ash lose. This man, Don Otaku, was sitting there with his Wheaties and his Ho-Ohs and all manners of snacks and confectionaries. And he's just sitting there. He's just like, yeah, I can't wait Ash to win. He's got his foam, you know, foam before there were foam stars. There was like rubber foam. And he's like, yeah, Ash, come on, you can win. And he loses every season. And then it just happens year after year after year throughout all the leagues. And then still, there's just Don Otaku sitting there. He's just sitting there wearing the same clothes every single year and year until they don't fit him anymore. And then he just never gave up hope, man. Just never gave up hope. Digimon always got turned off on my TV. Yeah, you know why? Because you couldn't handle adult storytelling. you couldn't handle thematic elements of loss and suffering. And you know, the bond with characters that can talk and speak more than their names. You couldn't handle it. Don Otaku was just like, you're saying words. I can't handle that. Because you want to know why? Because Don Otaku, all he talked to was his dog in his life. And all his dog said, it was just like, bark, bark. And so it just hit home to him because he watched Pokemon. And all they said was like, Voltorb, Voltorb, Voltorb. And Don Otaku was like, yeah, I understand you. Meanwhile, over us thespians watching Digimon, we just sitting here and they're just talking about the complexities of life and going through shit. And, you know, just like, you know, hurt and trauma, and you gotta pick yourself up and we can do this. And you're like, yeah, right, we can do this. And Don Otaku was like, he was watching that. He's just like, what the fuck does this mean? What are they saying? And then meanwhile, us, we're watching this and we understand that. But Don Otaku was just like, right horn. Don Otaku says, why do the monster names end with Mon? That shit used to piss me off. You want to know why that shit pissed you off, bro? That shit pissed you off because you couldn't bro, you can't even... I'm tired of this dude. Oh, God, we got a $10 super chat coming in from the brother Tekkenjin. It took various tries on browsers, but hopefully this works now. Much love, brother Neo. Thank you, Tekkenjin. I appreciate you, my guy. And shout out to you on your 20th super chat on a live stream. Shout out to you, my guy. I appreciate all the support. Me and Tekkenjin, we go way back. I think one time we was in some Skype calls back in the day, right? Like, I'm talking like 2009, 2010. Holy. But shout out to you, my guy. Yeah, that's right. Drag him. Drag Don Otaku. Mon. Yo, Corey Gryffindor. Yo, God. Corey Gryffindor said Mon is short for monster, idiot. Yo. I've never seen that man, Corey Gryffindor, this mad. Boo this man. Boo this man. Oh, once I get that soundboard, the boo button is going to be called the Don Otaku button. Boo. Ekans is snake backwards. That's creative. Metal Locatarium. He said Metal Locatarium on some bullshit. Oh yeah, but oh, Don Otaku. I bet you don't want to explain to them what muck is backwards. Oh yeah, I bet not. That's creative. Yo, I just love how this is just the whole fucking Ash Ketchum Pokemon slander stream, and now it's morphed into the chat versus Don Otaku. 1/23/2024. Agu Monster, Gabu Monster, Angelable Monster. Yo, this is some funny shit. Yeah, man. Nah, but I'm gonna keep it a stack. After season 4, the Digimon anime did get some doo-doo butter. Yeah, you're right. But still, season 1, 2, and 3, definitely season 3 and 1, definitely clear Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon don't want to fight Digimon. They don't want this. They don't want this. They don't want this. At least the kids grow up in Digimon. Absolutely. Don Otaku's getting hype. Don Otaku is getting hype. This man, Don Otaku, is like 45 years old, and he's hyped to see a 10-year-old win. You know how weird that is? You know how weird that is? This man, Don Otaku, I swear to y'all, Don Otaku did a live reaction video on his Instagram. And when Ash won that Pokemon League, this man was in his car crying, bro. I'm just like, this man is 45 years old. Oh. Marcus was cool, I guess, but like he just screamed a lot, Corey. He's like, come on, shine Greymon. That was Digimon Frontier, where they fused with humans. That was different. If they were ever to do like a live action Digimon, I feel like they'd probably do that shit, because that's like very Power Rangers type. Okay. $4.99 from Jfam. Man, listen, to be fair, Pokemon does laws 100% better than Digimon, and Ash can't stop catching L's both in battles and with the ladies. Oh, you're right. That is bars. Jason is right. Pokemon does do loss better, because Ash can't take anything but L's. Oh, damn. Bars. And you see that you've trapped Don Otaku, because he can't refute that. He cannot refute that at all. He can't, because you're saying Pokemon does something better than Digimon. And he's just like, fuck, no, this isn't how it was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be like this. It wasn't supposed to be like this. $1.99 super chat coming in from Julian Phoenix. Greymon or Charizard? I'm gonna take Greymon. I love Charizard, don't get it twisted. But like, Greymon is cooler. And Greymon digivolves into Metal Greymon. And then Metal Greymon digivolves into War Greymon. And I'm sorry, War Greymon clears Charizard just based off looks alone, man. You know, Charizard gotta hit the gym. That man be a little pudgy. That would be a little pudgy, man. But you look Greymon, that nigga's cool, bro. And then also when the Pokemon evolve, it's just like white, and then they're the Pokemon. I'm just looking at that shit like, how do I get jiggy with this? But you know, when Digimon evolve, yo, you telling me the first time like Greymon digivolved into Metal Greymon, or we saw Angemon, or you know, the like Ty and Matt when Agumon and Gabumon warp digivolved, and then the birth of Omnimon. Pokemon don't got no moments like that. Bro, just, no. You know what Pokemon's got moments of? Ash getting bamboozled by Team Rocket for the 88th time. Man, that's something to strive for. I had Greymon sneakers back in the day, my man. I have not seen the Pokemon Digimon Death Battle. What's that crawling on your bed? It's my Digimon. Cat turns to sexy angel and then turns into unattractive lady dragon. Are you talking about Gatomon? Yeah, that was a weird evolution. That was a weird one. See, some of the Digimon evolutions were weird, but some of them were really cool. Yeah. I will say the best thing about the Pokemon franchise was some of the music, like the Poke Rap. That song Brock sang, banger, certified platinum. Two Perfect Girls. That shit is a fucking bop. Jenny, oh Bobby, you missed it, bro. It was the slander of the Don Otaku hour, man. We went crazy. $1.99 super chat from Julian Phoenix. Have you read the Pokemon manga? It's insane. I read a fair chunk of the beginning stuff with Red. I read a good chunk of that, and then I stopped. I never caught up. But it was good. Very good stuff. I always recommended that to people if they wanted like Pokemon, but like more serious. And the Pokemon, it had like more stakes to it. Like the Pokemon actually got injured. Ophanimon over Magnadramon. Yeah, I agree. Yo, also, can we just talk about how like when Digimon Cyber Sleuth dropped, how everybody and their mama was playing that in our community? We was on that shit. We were streaming that shit. I remember I did like a first impressions video. We had mad people coming in there. That first Digimon Cyber Sleuth game was some fucking... It's great, bro. Yeah, that first Digimon movie.
It was it was so funny because like when I found out that those three movies were all separated, they weren't related. It was the funniest fucking thing in the world. Because they spliced them together so well in the dub, where it's just like, oh, I could believe this, and then you find out it wasn't. But no, the dub for that movie hits. It's so funny. I can't wait for Discotheque to re-release it. Oh, you're on break right now? My man Bobby is working. He grinding. Yes, sir. Ooh, you got to let me know about the quality of those jackets, Corey Gryffindor, because I be looking at Insert Coin, and I see that stuff, and I really want to cop something. $2 coming in from Blue Senshi. My pal is cooking my food. My fire is working 24 hours a day. Yo, I heard some crazy things about that game. Apparently, you can actually enslave humans. Is that true? You can actually capture humans? Are you streaming more Kingdom Hearts 3 this week? Yes. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to continue maxing Sora out. And then, depending on how long that takes us, we might do the first data battle. Or we might see if we need to get, like, the ultimate weapon. But yes, tomorrow we're going to be at level 99. And depending on what we have to do after that, like if we need the ultimate weapon or if we can just like raw dog it with the equipment we have, we'll just go ahead and start it. What are your thoughts on the Detective Pikachu movie? I liked it. I thought it was okay. I think the Sonic movie is a little better though. But it was funny. Honestly, I wish that the movie did better because that kind of style of Pokemon movies, I could see it being its own thing. You know, like honestly, like I'd love for the people that did like the VFX for Ted. I know obviously you can't because there's so many different Pokemon, but I'd love for them to go ahead and do like a Pokemon series like that, you know? Whole detective mystery Pokemon show. That'd be great. Don't forget, you got to finish Persona 5 Royal. Oh, no, Jason. Jason, of course I know that shit, bro. Oh, so that's what I need to update you guys on. And I forgot to mention the thing I was saying about Xbox. I forgot. But what I wanted to say before I ended off was saying that one thing I like about Xbox is they have a really good variety of games coming out this year. A little bit for everybody. That's all I want to say. Fuck, I missed it. What's for dinner tonight? Man, Black Lightning, I don't know, bro. I mean, I got some chicken downstairs. I've been marinating. I could cook that with some potatoes. I could probably cook that, bust that down. Might order in. I don't know. We'll see. $2 super chat from Blue Century 19. I already put a person in a Pokeball. Jesus. Damn, so you are serious about that. I mean, I could go ahead and could cook after the stream, or I could order something, but I don't know. It's 9 o'clock, so not a lot of places are really open right now. Don't know. I'm going to be cooking some steaks with my lady and some broccoli and possibly a baked potato. I love that. It's just like possibly a baked potato as well. I haven't decided. Yes, definitely get that baked potato, man. I got some little tiny baby potatoes. Ooh. Oh, and it's on sale too? Oh, Corey Gryffindor, I might cop this too. That's fire, bro. It's on sale. Normally it's $75, but it's $37. Nah. Do they have my size? Fuck, they don't got my size. Fuck, I wear a 2XL. Ugh. That's why. Dang, I should have got it when it's... Wait, they got this Mass Effect jacket. Hold on. They have this Mass Effect jacket that's half off. Fuck, it doesn't have my size. Oh. Bro, that Mass Effect parka would have been amazing. Oh my god. Oh. They have a Joker jacket. I don't want a Diablo 4 jacket, no. That Joker jacket is nice. It's basically, it's red and black and it has the Phantom Thieves logo on the front. Oh, it's reversible too. And it has the Shujin Academy on the inside. Oh, that's nice. No, but seriously, that Mass Effect parka was just fucking fire, bro. Damn, I would so wear this in the wintertime. My God. I'm sick, you guys. Corey Gryffindor, why did you show this to me? Bro, I don't want to wear a Sackboy varsity jacket. Bro, I can get a Yakuza jacket, yeah. I can get a Yakuza jacket, but they got my size? No. Why would you show me something if I can't have it? Why would you do this to me specifically? I don't want to wear a Hideo Kojima parka. Fuck that shit, bro. I'll wear a Mass Effect parka. Nah, this Mass Effect parka looks fire, bro. Like, what? Oh, okay. Anyways, let me not do that anymore. Okay. Yeah, man. That does sound like a good dinner, Tekken Jin. I can see that. Oh, it's UK sized? Okay, so I'd have to get the even bigger ones. Okay, nah. Oh, no, no worries, Battlefield Joe. Wait, you re-experienced Peak? Were you watching Oppenheimer? Nice. Yeah, no, they got some good stuff on that site, but I just, man. Atsuko was actually also really good. If you guys want high-quality anime merch, Atsuko clothing. They're very fucking good. Great quality. Free yourselves from the clutches of Hot Topic and go to Atsuko. Oh, yeah, Sega. Sega is doing that for the new Like a Dragon game. If you want to buy... if you want New Game Plus, you guys spend, I think, like $15 for that that extra edition, which is some bullshit. But they do some fucked up shit with both Yakuza and Persona. And the Yakuza stuff had been fucked up in Japan, but it really hadn't gone outside Japan. The Persona stuff was just always. And now they're just going outside Japan, so it fucking sucks. No, God of War Ragnarok's not a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's just it's got its issues like pacing and, you know, Atreus. Nah, you know what it is, John the Don? It's not even necessarily the gains. It's just for me being a tall person because I'm 6'4", I need stuff that's like really long. And usually if they don't go based off the length measurements, I always have to do like double XL just because usually double XL is very long. And I always, when I'm ordering from online sites, I always get bigger sizes anyway because I'd rather it be too big for me versus being too small. But they don't even have anything past like small or medium. So I'm just like, fuck. But I mean, I'm okay. I got a nice pea coat. I got a nice pea coat like a month ago, so I'm fine. But damn, that Mass Effect parka look nice. Oh, why would you sell me something I can't have? Oh, you bought sweaters in Japan, Tekken Jin? Okay. Okay, he just sent me all the photos. Oh, he got the fits? Yo, he got the fucking Godzilla fits. Yo, that's fire, bro. He got a Bowser fit. Nah. This is sick. So he got this Godzilla sweater, which has all the Godzilla movies and when they came out, and then the country of Japan all the way up until Final Wars in 2004. And it's Godzilla Japan Tour since 1954. That's fucking sick. That is awesome, dude. My man's just got the drip. You got, and look, there's me in the background. There's me in the background. It's there. And there's Mario Kart Wii. Hey, shout out, shout out. Is that a God of War Ragnarok chair? Yes, it is. Oh, shout out to you, man. That's what's up. That's what's up, you guys. Oh, man. But, guys, I'm looking at the time, and you know I got to say the thing that I always say. I'm looking at the time now, y'all, and I'm thinking that it's about time we wrap it up for tonight. We've been streaming for, well, like 2.5 hours. We had a lot of fun tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if I don't say so myself. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to go on for an extra half hour and all this this slander of Pokemon, but, you know, just talking about Pokemon games, it just brings out the worst in your boy Neo because of the fan base and everything. And then, of course, Don Otaku as well. But I appreciate everybody pulling up to the stream tonight, as always. Thank you guys so much for your continued support on this new show as we navigate it. Thank you guys so much for that. If you haven't done it by now, hit that like button. It helps out the channel tremendously. And even though I know this is not Ask Neo,
I do got to go ahead and make sure that all you motherfuckers stay hydrated, because I've been noticing some of you guys ain't been staying hydrated, and I take offense to that. I view that as a direct attack on me and my people. You don't want this, man. You don't want this. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell you to stay even more hydrated. David says, for the gentleman, get that moonshine. I mean, you know, for some people it's moonshine, some people it's Gentleman Jack, some people it's the passion fruit Ciroc vodka. I'm surprised. David has been on his best behavior today, because normally by this point, David sends in a super chat to say, take a fucking shot. And he didn't do that. That's growth. That's growth, David. I'm proud of you, my guy. I'm proud of you. Oh, and Flame, you missed it, bro. You missed some straight debauchery. It was the whole chat versus Don Otaku colorized. Don Otaku was fighting for his fucking life, bro. It was not a good look. It was not a good look. This man said he'll take bleach. Hey, yo. Oh, man, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. You have so much more to live for, Reed. I'm more of an ammonia guy myself. Yeah, absolutely, bro. I'm more of that. Yeah, everyone was fighting against Don Otaku. Corey Gryffindor. Corey Gryffindor basically called that man a fucking idiot. Like, it was fucking funny. No, Don is dead. Don died. Don passed away, bro. He passed away. He's gone, bro. If anything, he went to go wear clown makeup. Yeah, he did. And his girl had to... No, you know what it was? Don, before he died, his girl had to come over to the computer because she saw him getting roasted. And she put his hand on his shoulder, and she said, it's time for you to log off for me. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's how you knew how bad it was, man. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy, bro. But, you know, shout out to Don Otaku. That's our guy, even though that's not our guy. Guzman says, okay, I'm back online. Yo, man. I'm more of a rock person. Jesus, you be swallowing rocks whole? Hey, yo. Okay, Kirby. Okay, Kirby. Live in Times Square. Go see the Like a Dragon billboard. Go see it for us, Guzman. Take a photo with it. Take a photo with it, bro. Not the time. Not the time to retire moment. Yo, listen. I'm just... Like I said, Don Otaku fucked around. He found out. That's all I'm saying. But now Corey Gryffindor basically called this man an ignoramus. He's called this man a buffoon. That shit was so funny. He's like, Mon is short for monster, you idiot. That shit was so fucking funny, bro. Like, yo. Oh my god. That shit was crazy. He's like, I need a recap. Man, we can't really do it justice. You gotta scroll back and rewatch it, bro. It was so funny, bro. Alright, guys. So, yeah. Before we go for the night, we gotta have ourselves a hydration check. He got called hooked on Fox and this bitch. Yo, no, honestly, Don Otaku was up in that shit. He was like mush mouthing it, bro. He was like, I can't do that, bro. That man was like, we were struggling. We were about to say, Don, like, what's 2 + 2? This man said 7. I was like, bro, it was not a good look. It was just not a good look, man. Am I embellishing some of the story? Potentially. I potentially am. But the content of it is true. The content of it is true, man. It was crazy, man. It was crazy, bro. But, yeah, I digress, man. You know, shout out to Don Otaku, bro. Shout out to Don Otaku. Get that water, I'll pull that poke Glock. Oh my god. That man said that's my special attack. That man would be like, Glock, Glock. Yo. Poke Glock or Digiglocks. Definitely the Digimon Glocks. Because them shits be attached to people's bodies, bro. You will never run out of ammo. Does Gargomon ever run out of ammo? I don't think so. But if he does, where else does he get the ammo? I have no fucking idea, bro. Don Talk says, you know what, Neil? I have to roast you when you get on my show. Oh, absolutely. I'm ready for the smoke. But if you roast me, remember, you roasted everybody else in the chat, and they're going to come for you, bro. And I can't control what they do off hours. All I can do is control them during these hours, during these days. But if they come with the smoke on Saturday, man, they might have you looking at like a little church mouse on your own show. I'm just being real, bro. Shout out to Don Otaku. That's my guy, though. But yeah, you know, before we go, we gotta have ourselves a hydration check, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what is a hydration check? I've been trying to do this shit for 5 minutes. A hydration check is my way of making sure that you guys are accountable. Make sure you're drinking your water, because when you drink your water, you feel better, you look better. I mean, it doesn't improve the intellect of some of the people here, unfortunately, but you know, I try my best. I do my part. There's a lot of Data Squad apologists in the chat. I don't know. It was okay, but like, let's be real about life for a second, guys. Let's not do that.
We're gonna have ourselves some water. Joining us today is Schweppes Black Cherry TV Static, as some people here have coined the term. And we just go ahead and just take a shot of water, man. That's all we gotta do, bro. Cause I've been talking so much. My lips are getting chapped. I just put some chapstick on, but yeah, it is what it is. Can you do a Baja Blast shot? Absolutely. I'll allow it. I'll allow it, my friend. So on count of 3. 1, 2, 3, hydration. Or as Don Otaku says, hydro pump. Ace Breaker's about to come in here and say, hydro pump, that's my favorite move to use on this girl I met. And I was like, all right, Ace Breaker, relax. Relax. This man says, tonight we breathe fire. Arsonist says, I'm drinking a Four Loco. Y'all living tonight. I love that for you guys. I love that for y'all. But, yeah, dudes, my brothers and sisters, all of you guys, we got to have an in real life meetups or something. You know, absolutely. I've been meeting up with a lot of you guys individually, like me, Guzman, and, me, Battlefield Joe, and Jfam met up a few weeks ago. We're trying to meet up with the homie Bobby over here. All 4 of us trying to get together, probably hit up a barcade or something. And then, you know, when the weather gets nicer, listen, if you guys ever find your way coming up here to New York, we gonna probably plan something, man. You know, we gonna plan something, just get together, bro, rent out a restaurant or some shit, and you know, we're gonna do that. Oh, my man Corey Griffin was gonna see -1 tonight with some friends. My man living. Yes, Corey, enjoy it. Oh, I'm gonna see -1 again next week. When? No. Fuck, 'cause I'm going out with my homegirls next Monday. Then we have the stream Tuesday. And then we have the Kingdom Hearts on Wednesday. When am I going to see -1? Minus Color Edition. I'll find a way. I will find a way. No shots tonight. Nah, we're being wholesome Christian individuals. The only shots we need are the shots of life, man. Because on this carousel, it spins us round and round. And that's the only thing we need to get high, man. That's it. Your dad went to New York City and you might have walked past him. I don't think so. The likelihood of that happening, bro, is just like slim to none. There's like 8 million plus people in this city, bro. But you never know. Shit. You never fucking know, man. Hey, come check us out in Florida. Yeah, man. I haven't been to Florida in a few years. I'll meet all the Florida men and the Florida women. This Christian Mingle episode tonight. This the Christian Mingle? No, we didn't even have a dating topic tonight, so we're good. Reminds me of the Persona Q song, Maze of Life. Okay, guys, who's going to tell him? Who's going to tell him those were the lyrics? Because they were. Yes, you got that, Lapis. You got it. Monk life. Damn, you strong man for that. You monk life in everything but alcohol. I'm down to come to the UK, Chris. We got to hang out. We got to go do a pub crawl. I'm gonna go to the original Nando's. I'm just like, yes, bring me Mr. Nando. I'm down with that. Come to Los Angeles. I was originally from New Jersey, but I moved here a while back. Hey, listen, I'm trying to be out everywhere in my 30s, man. I'm about to go to different New York Rats versus Florida Snakes and Florida Gators. It's crazy, man. It was the roast of Don Otaku for having shit opinions. Yo, Corey Griffin is just like, Don Otaku is just like, Corey, why do we have a problem? And Corey's just like, we don't got a problem. You got a problem. That man Corey Griffin is a fucking gangster. That's what the G stands for. Corey Gangstador. Corey Gangstador. Don Otaku says for being right. Oh, shit. I might have to take a shot for that one. Just hope you're ready for our drinks, man. Oh, I'm probably not, but then again, we'll see. I don't know, man. You guys drink a lot of beer. We are pals in this world. Flame, if you don't get your kumbaya ass singing out of here, we want the smoke tonight. Tonight was all about the smoke. We don't want no friends like, if you don't get your kumbaya ass, when we all play, we all win. Man, Flame, you sound like an Xbox executive right now. Whenever you need a travel buddy. Yeah, of course, Jason's about to come through. Oh, you've never been on a plane, Arsonist? Yo, let's go. Imagine the first plane Arsonist goes on, the door fucking opens. Shots? No, we're good. Because if I take shots, I'm going to ask everybody to take shots. Because I'm not going to be the only guy acting belligerent again. I only drink straight liquor shots or fruity mixed drinks. You don't really fuck with beer? I mean, I don't really fuck with beer either. I just do cider. But yeah, I'm the same thing. I just do liquor or mixed drinks, yeah. Hey, there you go, RS. Yo, if we all went to Japan, we get kicked the fuck out. Not because we're causing a scene, but because it's just like, What is going on here? It's like the United Nations is all pulled up all at once. They're like, what is happening? David, take your hand off the super chat button. We're not doing this. I like ciders. You know what it is? Don Otaku, I had a really nice cider at Yard House a few months ago. Yeah, hard seltzers are the way to go. $2 from Blue Century 19. STFU Infinity Forehead. I'm here for the smoke. Listen, I said I'm here for the smoke too. What the fuck you talking about? I didn't say I'm kumbaya. You gotta listen, bro. You gotta listen. I said when we all play with Neo, we all win. Sounds zesty. But nah, when we all play that 33 Immortals game, that is gonna be I need a release date for that shit, bro. That thing is gonna be so chaotic. I cannot wait. I got listen, I got a big forehead. You know, I can put 4 fingers on this shit, you know? I can put 4 fingers here. See? Put 4 fingers. I got a big forehead. I mean, it ain't no Bella Ramsey forehead, because you can put all 50 states on that. You know, I was playing Persona 5 Royal, man, and I saw Haru, and I was just like, damn, that's the next character Bella Ramsey about to play. You know, live action Persona 5 movie, she gonna be playing Haru. This man said pause. I said resume. Is it bigger than Sakura's? Hey, yo, man. Sakura is the first person during sex where they don't grab her hair, they just grab her forehead, bro. Like, that shit's crazy to me. Bella Ramsey's got a mini face. Haru's head is like XOXO. The Code Lyoko cast. Dude, that's for another stream. I already slandered one fandom. I can't slander 2 fandoms in one stream. We'll save that for another night. But yeah, them foreheads, they got their own zip codes. Haru is best girl. You know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I feel like we should update that phrase. I feel like it should be everyone is entitled to their own educated opinion. I don't know about that, man, but I was definitely taken aback. I was like, Haru? You romanced Haru, bro? Haru is low. I love how Cutter Freeman be coming out of fucking nowhere. Yes, that's something he also does. Like, he's coming out and saying, yo, she top 3. How? Bro, I might have to take a shot. I might have to take a shot because I'm hearing some slanderous shit the longer we do these streams. Makoto, Ann, and Haru? Makoto, yes. Ann, yes. Haru, no. Haru is like, why is she here? She's just nice. She's just nice. Like, she's just nice, and that's fine. But I'm talking like top Persona girls. I'm talking like Makoto, Ann, the doctor, the good doctor, the beautiful doctor, you know, I'm talking like, what's her name? The shogi girl. She's cute. She's nice. I like her. But Haru, man, cute, bro. I don't know about that forehead, bro. Bro, listen, I could put I don't need Siri reminders on my Apple phone. I could just put all my grocery list on her forehead and everything else, and I'm good, bro. Hifumi is a baddie. She definitely is a baddie, bro. Makoto ain't mid as hell. I like Makoto. I mean, I'm a romance the good doctor this time around, but I like Ann a lot. I like Makoto a lot. Makoto took a while to grow on me. Hifumi is great. No one talks about Chihaya. Yeah, for obvious reasons. I don't like her. Doctor is the most overrated romance option. Easy. So what? I like that shit, bro. Shots. Her forehead's big, but it can't be helped. What's that got to do with me? Man, you staring more into her forehead than you staring into her eyes, Bobby. Like, let's be real about life for a second. You are attracted to skin, not eyes, not lips, none of that stuff, bro. You looking at that forehead and it's just judging you, man. Bobby looking at that forehead and he's just like, ooh, it's not shiny enough. Let me just put some wax on it. Like, wax on, wax off. $2 super chat from Flame. Tay, would Lady Chad show up all the other girls for real, for real? Yo, I'm just saying, bro. I don't care if it's the goth aesthetic or what, bro. She a baddie, bro.
Yo, I would not romance the reporter. Oh, hell no. I've been looking at her and I'm just like, you probably smell. You probably smell. This man David said put a brown paper bag over it. Oh, God. Damn. Reporter and the fortune teller could both be taken out of the game and the world be a better place for it. I believe it. Yeah, they really didn't add much. The fortune teller chick was annoying, dude. She would get mad at me for saying that she a fraud. I'm like, what? Nah, we don't fuck with the fortune teller chick. You romance the fortune teller chick? Kind of bad though. Nah, she bad in a good way. Who are we talking about? I'm puffing on a cart of biscotti. Shit is mad dank. Yes, sir. That's what's up. Yo, my supervisor said if you have trouble eye contact, look at the forehead. Is that why you gravitate towards Haru, bro? Is that why you gravitate towards Haru? Because you can't look a woman in the eyes? So you just be like... Bobby just be staring like... Would Kawakami be peak if she weren't your teacher? No. I didn't romance her. He said Kawakami can do whatever she wants to me. Oh, y'all horny tonight. Y'all some sick individuals. Yes, I love it. I love this shit. I love it. Never seen anyone go for Oya. No, bro, because that reporter chick be looking like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't like to say people stank unless they play Smash Bros. But like, she looked like she stank. Just saying her forehead is powerful. For what? Is it mesmerizing? Playing Persona 4 Golden on PS4, I romanced Chie, but Yukiko's humor was so blunt and funny. I remember why I romanced her in the first place. We both got the same blunt humor. I love Yukiko and Chie. They're both great options. Chie was number 1 for me, and then Yukiko's number 2. If I replay Persona 4 Golden, I'll probably romance Yukiko this time. I would love for them to remake Persona 4, honestly, because Persona 5 and 3 are out. Like, just give us 4. Yes, 4 is technically still playable, better than 3, but I want a full remake. I don't care. I'm greedy like that. I want to romance Adachi. Oh, you a sick individual. Flame is like, I can change him. I can save him. Listen, all I'm saying about this man, Bobby, what you guys need to understand about this man, Bobby, is that this man, to this day, and I already know I'm gonna get some fucking contrarians, so contrarians, shit your ass down. This man thinks that Final Fantasy 13 trilogy is perfection and the best of the Final Fantasy franchise. Bro, the Persona franchise started with Persona 3. Like, what do you guys not understand about this? It just went, it's like Star Wars. It's just episode 4, A New Hope, and then everything else. Adachi would have your back. You say you want him to give you back shots? Pause. Google search ACAU. Was it alternate reality, alternate universe? Oh, yeah. Final Fantasy 13 is underrated? No, I think it's perfectly rated. Hey, DIMWITMONKEY, what's up, man? You just witnessed a bunch of crazy shit, bro. Who's top Final Fantasy girl? Oh, Tifa, without question. Tifa. No woman alive is touching Tifa or coming close to Tifa except me, bro. Like, all of you guys can stand back, stand by. Nothing tops Tifa except me. Yo, this man Flame has a crush on Adachi. That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy to me, bro. Nah, nothing comes close to Tifa. Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, wow, that's interesting, Corey Griffin. I'll have to look into that. Beatrix, man, the fuck. Hey, Gustavo Bravo sent a photo. Better not be a photo. Ooh, I didn't see these from earlier. Well, no, I did see these. He has the Persona 5. He has Joker and Kasumi. Yeah, Kasumi, is she kind of a baddie? Oh, he's installing Persona 4 Golden right now. Yes, sir. And he's watching the stream. Shout out to you, my G. Yeah, that's a good choice. Tifa, Garnet, and Reno. Yes, sir. Sojiro romance, though. Hey, we got some freaks in this chat tonight. Y'all listen, like... Instead of man listen, it's like y'all listen. We got mans wanting to get their cheeks clapped by Adachi, and this man is just attracted to the what was it about Sojiro? Was it the cologne? Was it the coffee breath? Like what was it about this man, Mr. Cutter Freeman, that made you just go, oh? Chie is for dudes that like getting top. More power to y'all. Oh God. Tifa, Garnet, Marie. Okay. Yo, can we talk about Madam M and her hand massage in Final Fantasy VII Remake? There's a lot of things we need to talk about in this chat tonight. Jesus. The roasting session's called Y'all Listen. Yeah. Yeah, I like that, Jason. That's branding right there. I'd rather let Goro hit than Sojiro. All right, we got to wrap up for the night, you guys. This is getting wild. This is getting wild tonight. Yo. This is, no. Adachi? You rather let Adachi hit you than... Nah, bro. Adachi's a... Nah. Adachi a clown, bro. Chie does radiate top energy. Got some nasty ninjas in this chat tonight. Yeah. Chris like, I'm having nightmares tonight. Yeah, bro. Some crazy shit. I let lightning strap me up, bro. Okay, see, that's reasonable. That's the most reasonable thing someone has said in this chat regarding choices in a couple of minutes. And it's probably the most reasonable thing, the second most reasonable thing Don Otaku said tonight. You know, Lapis like, all right. A whole lot of y'all would be the Shinra grunt who had that lady on the leash in the room. Yeah. Who that lady had on the leash. Yeah, they would be. You let lightning strap you up. But would you let lightning strap up? Hey, yo. 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 And KDN said the sexually excited right there. The lightning. Yes, sir. Oh, God. You would just date one girl in Persona 4 and Rise would try and start a threesome. I could see Rise doing that. Honestly, I feel like I want to romance all the women in Persona 5. Because I've never done it in Persona 5. I want to romance all of them and just get to Valentine's Day. See what happens. I wonder what could happen. That's what you meant, Don Otaku? I bet it was. But was that what you meant, Jason? Flame's just like, Jesus, Don. Mine's Chihiro, flustered nerd. Oh, okay. Futaba felt weird. I see, one of my friends romanced Futaba, and I like Futaba, but Futaba to me comes off more as like the little sister you protect. You know what I'm saying? Rather than a romance option. I like her a lot, but nah. Make an alternate save. Yo, I might. Ayo, nah. Miss me with that yandere shit. Ew. No, Neo, I'm getting the horny bat. For who? Not me. I didn't say anything wrong. What the fuck did I say wrong? I didn't say anything wrong. She's also gremlin size, so that's the issue. Well, you never... Well, she's like, what, 5'1", 5 feet? Man, Arson's like, I'm high as fuck. I love how like everyone's just talking about all this shit, and then there's just like Arsonist is vibing. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I'm just high and I'm enjoying the atmosphere and the ambiance. Oh, shout out to RS19999 with the $4.99 super chat. I'm donating to bonk everyone's horniness. And it's his first super chat on the stream. Shout out to you, my guy. He said, stop being so horny, you guys. But you want to know something, RS? One thing you don't know about these people is that they're always horny. They never stop being horny. They just put a filter on it. Anyone else on the Ami best girl train for Toradora? I like Ami a lot. Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna go Ami, best girl. I mean, personality-wise, I feel like it'd be a fucking headache, but I like Ami a lot. Trying to start my orgy in 4. Jesus. Definitely Ami. I like Ami a lot. But you know what? I love the romance in Toradora. I love between the two of them. It was so slow burn. And at the end of the show, I was so happy. I was like, oh, but then I wanted more episodes of just them and their romance. I might run back Toradora again, bro. I just rewatched it in 2021. That is such a good show. You guys know me. I'm a sucker for like rom-com anime. Yo, Naoto would definitely be down. No, Naoto is probably a freak, bro. Naoto is definitely a freak. Naoto would definitely like ask you to slap her and then slap you in return. Like, definitely. I'm at the end of the season, not at the beginning. Yeah. Catwoman or Black Cat? Oh, it's tough. Black Cat is nice though. Black Cat is very nice, but I might have to say Selena Kyle. I like Selena Kyle's personality a lot more. Yeah, I might have to go back and rewatch. But you know what I really want to rewatch, you guys? And I just said this on Twitter. Kuroko's Basketball. I might want to rewatch that shit, bro. That shit is peak. Hey, Guzman got the hydration check when he was out and about. I love it. Respect it. Oh, you saw the Gurren Lagann movie. Okay, nice. He literally is in the city. That's crazy. $5 coming in from Don Otaku. Fuck Minori from Toradora. All my niggas hate Minori from Toradora. You don't like me, Noreen? Me, Noreen? Look at Tyga. She was just like the ultimate tsundere. Oh, you're still walking in the city? Oh, damn. Man, Guzman making a music video. Yeah, Toradora is top tier if you guys have not watched that anime. I remember I rewatched Toradora, Erased, and I binged the remaining seasons of Attack on Titan I didn't finish back then. I love Toradora, man. Unlimited family coverage for the one. Yes, sir. Get that unlimited data. Oh, Revy from Black Lagoon. Yeah, she a baddie, bro. She a baddie, bro. I would say, honestly, one of the most underappreciated baddies in anime, Ryoko from Tenchi Muyo. She was baddie, bro. Yeah, Rie Kugiyama. She's a great actress. Yeah. Neo, do you ever watch something that rhymes with Fentai? Oh, you mean hentai? No. I mean, I remember when I was younger, I watched like some hentai just to see like, oh my god, and then I was like, this doesn't do anything for me. The everything being 2D doesn't do anything, and also just hearing like the really loud pitched Japanese girl voices, I was like, no, I can't do that, bro. The voices got so annoying. The voices got so fucking annoying, you guys. So I was just like, nope. Man says cap. How's that cap? Yeah, no, and then there was like the weird side of hentai that just got so fucking crazy, and I was like, I gotta do that. And Toradora's got a dope ass intro too. Yo, Tekken 8 this does come out this week. And Tekken 8, I think it got like a 90 on Metacritic as well. Dude, what a time to be alive. Shout out to the gamers, man. Shout out to the gamers. And before we get even further entrenched in this stream, it's about time we wrap it up. We went on for an extra hour longer than we should have, you guys. I appreciate the fun laughs. I appreciate the banters. But it is actually time for us to wrap it up because we have got some games to finish. I am right at Akumura's Palace in Persona 5 Royal, so I've made really good progress. I hopefully should have the game done by the end of the month. Fingers crossed, but I'm also not going to rush myself and just try to binge everything because I know there's a lot more content ahead of me, so I want to enjoy the experience. So Flame, I don't know if I'll get it done by it, but you see the hours I'm putting in. Your boy Neo is fucking working amongst all the other obligations we got in life. We're getting it done, you guys. We're getting it done. And I'm not touching anything else until I finish Royal, and then we get on here, and then we do that stream, and then we talk about the experiences, this journey over 4 years. But your boy is hungry, man. I'm debating on ordering food, but man, I feel like I always get the same shit for this place. It's the only thing that's open, and it's good, but I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, again. But I don't know. I'll probably end up going downstairs and cooking something. But yeah, you guys, y'all. Oh, $2 coming in from Blue Senshi. I'm about to kick that Grogu behind you. Don't do that to Grogu, man. What did Grogu do to you? He didn't do anything, bro. Look at him. He's just chilling here. He's just a watchful guardian. He's just protecting. I want some wings as well. You might order something, to be honest. I might do it too, man. I might do that too. But then again, I don't know. I'll just cook. I'll just wait the extra half hour and just cook the food. But yeah, you guys. Oh god. Thank you guys so much for coming through the stream. Thank you so much for all the YouTube members, the mods, the super chatters, just everyone coming through. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. And we will be back tomorrow evening to continue the Kingdom Hearts live stream extravaganza. So for me to you for now, my name is NGS signing out. And like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one. And remember, do not forget. Do not forget. Do not ever forget, even in the darkest of dark times, never forget that light will always exist, and you are stronger than you think. Unless your name is Ash Ketchum. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.